Sound waves reaching the microphone are changed into impulses of electric current.
No need to worry about your pre-recorded music tapes being accidentally erased. It can't happen.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R6 ANZ, ANZ Championship and ANZ Cup. I am joined today by Infin Ewok. Ewok, how are you doing today, mate?
I'm doing very well. It's been a good day for me.
Likewise, and it's a nice and warm day today in New Zealand as well, and even hotter matches are coming up today. We will be seeing Sif versus Atletico come around first in a match, with the first three maps being, I believe, Consulate, Cafe, and Coastline. So, what do you think we're going to see today, Ewok?
I think 2-1 to Atletico.
2-1 to Atletico, you reckon?
Yes, I do think that. And for those of you who are wondering, if you are tuning in about the Pro League information, so we are starting the Pro League qualifiers on February 24th. That is on Saturday. So it will be starting at 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Sydney time, my bad. So for those of you interested in that, be sure to sign up.
Definitely do make sure to sign up for that. And we will be already moving on to the very first map, being Consulate, with Sif going on the offense. Let's have a look at the rosters as well. There's going to be God Legion, Cynics, I believe... No, Vast.
Atletico,
yeah. And Shaq, yeah. For Atletico, we will be seeing Derpy, Neofighter, Imorin, Salix, and Todd. And it does seem that Atletico have decided to go for the defense of the garage with a pick of Doc, which is quite a bit of a unorthodox one.
Yeah, interesting. They went for the Doc instead of the more typical Mirror. I mean, ever since year 2 came about, it's been supplanted. The Rook or Doc has been supplanted by Mirror. But Derpy is selecting the Doc, so maybe he's going for a spawn peak. We'll have to see.
Definitely. And as for the attackers, we are seeing a pick of Zafia, Glaz, Hibana, Thatcher, and IQs. Doesn't look that odd at this point, with Zafia becoming that much of a difference. Well, not difference, that much of a controversy.
Interesting to see the IQ going right into admin office. Usually the IQ roams around outside trying to catch any cameras, but God Legions decided, alright, I don't care about that. I mean, they don't have a Valkyrie, but you assume on a map like Consulate that there
you
is
would
gonna be a
imagine, yeah.
Valkyrie.
Especially with Atletico, Todd used to play a whole lot of Valkyrie and being a Valkyrie main. As he also hated Amphley every time we did casting, but that's not the point. We will be seeing actually quite a aggressive push, as Atletico already, with a minute passed through the clock, they cleared out already the top floor and already poised to go for the clearing of the ground floor.
Yeah, Sif have taken so much map control, and Atletico have just let them take it. And the interesting thing is the lineup on Atletico isn't very anchor heavy as well, so it's entirely possible they might be looking at the late flank here.
Oh yeah, this could work very well, assuming that they do have the three players that can do the roaming, but it does look more like a 5-man anchor. And Sif are currently busting through and just rolling with the guns out, just ready to blast anyone in their way, and already clearing out yet another floor. Minute 13 seconds on the clock, and now it does look like it will be the siege time pretty soon.
So God Legion pushing down these yellow stairs. Neofighter may not be aware of her. Now he will be. Now the barbed wire has been fragged out. Finally, the garage door does get open, and Shabs almost getting a shot onto the smoke. I think that was Silix, but can't see him just yet.
And it does look like Sif are pretty prepped for this kind of
so you see,
defense.
Here we go. Todd on the late roam. He's gonna see. There we go. Cynix goes down.
Cynics will be going down to Todd's UMP 45, making it a 3v5 situation so far. All of the rest of Sif players will be on 100%, as we are seeing Broods and Shabs getting taken out of the game, leaving all up to God Legion to try to clutch this up as the aggressive IQ.
Oh, there we go. Todd comes up from behind, from the servers. Headshot onto him. God Legion doesn't even have time to react. Slow peek the corner, still made it work. And there we go, Atletico going 1-0 up in an attack that really took quite a bit of time for Sif to, put together, considering that Atletico were just allowing them to.
Yeah, it did see like a very very energetic start from Sif for their attack, but at the same time it didn't look like it worked out just well enough for them to solidify their push.
So now we'll be seeing Sif take their defensive round. Of course, this defensive setup won't exist from Season 8 onwards of the Pro Leagues. But for now, we are stuck with this. Defense and offense back and forth. Sif will be bringing Jaeger, Doc again, Mira, Legion, and Bandit. So both these teams preferring to bring this Doc. And this is a rather slow defense. You have 2 1 speeds and 1 2 speeds.
Yeah, and
so interesting.
It does seem that the current meta, at least for now, is slowly shifting towards the kind of anchor. Maybe it's in prepare for the upcoming season with Finca and Lion, but we will find that out fairly soon, as Broods will be setting up in the break room. And I'm quite interested with how this is going to play out, as we are seeing Shabs trying to go for a cheeky spawn peek, but he's just not there, not at the right time. He will be still continuing to try and get the shot, but it looks like Atletico will be prompting to go for the admin push, where Mira will be waiting for them with the open hands.
Imorin, frustrated with something up on Skylight, now he's going to start opening up the cabinet wall that has been left unreinforced, it seems. It is a standard setup. Most teams now, they don't bother using the reinforcement there. They prefer to use it elsewhere, suppose on the first floor, in the bathroom, or someplace else.
Definitely. It does feel to me that it's more of a prediction game where the attackers will be pushing, because that wall on the exit stairs still plays a fair bit of a role with covering the diffuser or getting a flank on the attackers. As we are seeing Todd just about to start slow pushing towards the exit stairs, where he might be meeting one of the defenders, who is, I believe, Jaeger. No, that's a Doc. We'll be taking him down. That is Shabs out, and without any possible trade. Tepi will be
answers back onto Imorin. Cynics takes down Silex, but the diffuser has gone down. Coverage from the Capital worked out well, as well as Derpe, and the LMG answers 2 kills. Vast and Cynics go down. It's a 3v2 just like that.
Tepi, what are you doing? Absolute madman on that LMGs. Ooh, Broods gets a nice C4 kill from below, but will be traded out by Todd straight away. And oof, the flick. Todd, what are you doing, you nasty person? And that is another round going into just at the right moment, as well, as that C4 landed right by his feet as well.
Yeah, very well done.
Very nicely played, as Atletico are playing quite confidently on what is a pick of Sif for this map.
Yeah, interesting. So he just knocked Derpe. He almost selected an Echo before going back to the dock. So while Shabs was spawn peeking Doc, Derpe didn't do that. Maybe we'll see him do it this round. They'll be defending the second floor bomb site, which is apparently Sif's preferred bomb site. Atletico prefers the garage first.
Yeah, garage seems like a bit of a odd pick with the current meta, although they will be now going for the console front desk defense with pretty much the same setup, and yeah, shield from the Doc, and as well as a pick of Brook for this one, as it does look like, yeah, the anchor meta is slowly coming back, or maybe we will be seeing a roaming Doc.
That will be definitely interesting, and a lot of people underestimate the power of a roaming Doc. They think, yeah, he's 3 armor, he's 1 speed, he can't rotate in time, he can't do it silently. But the thing is, if you are smart enough in your play as a Doc, you can set up your positioning to catch off defenders without having to make as many rotations as necessary.
And we are having a quick squeeze at Derpy's prep as well for the spawn peaks, as he gets a really nice angle from from the waiting room window, as well as both of the windows at the balcony will be popped as well, with Shabs now having to keep an eye out for those spawn peaks very carefully. Meanwhile, Cynics...
He's just gonna open up the window entirely. He's like, alright, I have no time for you to...
Yeah, that will be the ultimate counter for that one for now, as Atletico seem to be just shifting around. The Imorin playing on a silenced 416 carbine, and so far it looks...
Once again, Atletico just clustering in and around the bomb site.
Oh, Silex! Nicely
God,
done.
Legion goes down, trying to prone through the main door, and we might see Todd pick up another. No, Thatcher very smartly places his claymore and runs away. Todd will have heard that, so he's not going to fall for the claymore.
I would imagine him either going for the aggressive pick with the impact grenading the claymore, or he would have to be he will have to be quite patient with his pushes. And it looks like just about the same push with Voss now just about to be prepped to support from below, as Neophyter gets the second blood actually on Shabs, taking out the
Huge
glass.
Kill. That's glass down. That is your smoke down. That is your coverage down. And Todd trying to rotate up from yellow stairs. He gets taken down by Vast. So putting it a bit more in favor, a little bit back in favor of the attackers. Still a 3v4, 1 minute left to go, and Neophyter, he's holding strong. First smoke goes out, Silex a bit early.
Yep.
Brutes is droning Neophyter out, though Neophyter didn't notice the second drone. And we have two attackers pushing up yellow stairs. One of them is the Buck.
Yeah, that will be Buck definitely, and it does look like he may walk into Neophyter's sights just in a couple of moments. He will be seen, and there's this headshot as well. But now, last two standing being Brutes and Cynics, I believe. Ooh, as both of them pick up simultaneously a kill.
Just like that, Cynics and Brute. Neophyter not ready for the second man. Good refrag from Sif. This is how you really should be playing this game at this level. You need to be set up for the refrags. You need to know where the enemies are perfectly. You need to communicate so that you don't go down many in a big man disadvantage. Brutes, wow, 4k round, no 3k round from him. Takes down headshots onto Imorin, and I think that was Silex.
Yeah, that was very well done, and quite nice flicks as well. I'm kind of surprised that Silex was unable to respond as quickly as it would have happened, but nonetheless, the first win for Sif for this matchup, and we will be seeing now Sif going on defense with console office and meeting room once again, with now a slightly different pick of Bandit, Smoke, Mira, Ella, and Valkyrie. Finally, they will be moving up to
the more
popular. Yeah, at this point it is a standard pick. And Atletico do seem to be just staying on the same setup of the roster.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Interesting. Ying still being brought by Derpy. They haven't really gone for a smoke plant yet, but now you have, the Neo on the Capitals. You still had them on the last round with the attackers, but they didn't need the smokes. They didn't need the disruption of the candle as the last time.
I mean, they did use it as a already after the plan to start popping out the defenders, but I do agree with you that it was quite a risky push, to say at the very least. But let's see how Atletico will play it out this time, because I do believe that Neophyter's smoke arrows will be the first ones to be used.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we have seen, over the last week, possibly the best team to utilize the Ying Glass combo, the Candelas and the Smokes. So we have seen how they play it. They have set a bar. Obviously, ANZ isn't all the ANZ teams on the level of a 1-up, but everyone can learn from them. So it'll be interesting to see whether Atletico have been taking notes for the next season of Pro League, and obviously for Cup right now.
Definitely. We are seeing
Easily spotted.
Imorin hitting on that, just at this point it's a trademark Buck with a suppressor, as he is considered to be at the very least used to be considered as one of the best fraggers within ANZ. And let's see how this will be played out by Atletico, as they will be. It does look like they will be going for the same plant attempt, and I'm curious how Sif will be. Whether will Sif be able to adapt for that? That is the main question. Can they adapt for that push, and can they outfrag? Because last time it did look like they were lacking just the sheer fragging potential on their previous defense.
Yeah, very interesting. You saw that Imorin took down one of the Valkyrie cameras outside, and Neofighter droned out the other inside next to the Ella mine. Silex comes in, looks the wrong way. Vast is waiting. He knew. And Silex goes down. Thermite down, not the biggest of losses, especially on a second floor bomb site, but it is a man down. And with half the round yet left to go, you need to start considering. I mean, you have two members of Atletico just sitting here on the window, and there goes out the disruption. Now
there's the smoke grenade.
But the Grismo mine, with Handlers go out, he goes out into the cabinet. You can't plant there as far as I know.
Imorin, meanwhile, Imorin will be picking up another kill with Todd and Neofighter picking up another 2 kills, with now leaving Broods and Shabs to clutch this up, as Shabs picks up the first kill on Imorin, making it 3-2. Still doable, but Shabs now will be revealing his position, with now so far only Broods left to do the clutching. He is heavily suppressed by Neofighter. Almost half of the timer is gone as well. The Candela charges will be coming out, not blinding either of the defenders. His Neofighter picks up a nice kill on Shabs, as well as a double kill to finish this off on Broods, making it a 3-1 so far for Atletico.
So interesting to note, at the end of the round, you heard the Valkyrie camera get destroyed. That was the same camera that Neo had thrown out way early in the round. That means it was up the entire time the plant was going down, and yet Sif were unable to stop it from going down, because Vast below, when the thermite swung in, immediately he threw up his C4 and blew it, and that was a waste because he had the Valkyrie camera active all the way. He could have denied the plant from Derpy, and then that's a Candela's wasted, that's a smoke wasted, and suddenly the attackers are a big disadvantage.
Alrighty. And
so very curious play from Fast. I'm not sure what he was doing.
Definitely. Now Atletico will be now poising to go for the same garage hold as they did before, and it did work out for them quite well, especially with the same lineup as they did within the first round. As for SYF, we will be seeing them go for pretty much the same operator lineup, and it does look like Neofighter, will be roaming around the Visa area.
So finally a roam game coming out from Atletico. You have both two of the 3 speeds roaming. Imorin, he's going to be playing Bandit near the garage wall, trying to do a bandit trip, although it's really not really successful most of the time nowadays. You just take control of piano, take control of the yellow stairs, and that denies your bandit tricking.
Yep. Quite curious with whether Atletico will be able to emphasize on that roaming, because it does see that they're just about to be ready to push out, but not over pushing. They're still staying somewhere close by so that their teammates would be able to get their refrag. That's what seemed to me that SYF were unable to nail down on their defense.
Agreed. And you see Imorin, he's roaming, semi-roaming on the basement spiral stairs. Silex still setting up the site. They're still not bringing a mirror, but the way they have been holding the bomb site, I don't think they need a mirror.
Yeah, they wouldn't need a mirror with their kind of roaming ability. It wouldn't be needed, and rather a pick of more aggressive playstyle operators would be the better decision for them, as we are seeing God Legion starting to pop open those pop those barbed wires, as well as the bandit charges, letting the thermite go for that thermite charge.
Finally, halfway through the round, the door gets opened, and it did seem that God Legion got a call, but it was just him checking the top of the spiral stairs on the first floor, not actually expecting someone. Imorin, he could do some serious damage to Sif right now.
Oh yeah, that will be a lot of damage, definitely, as God Legion just spotting one of the roamers. And I was just about to make a point as well that SYF still hasn't decided to go and try to push this central spiral stairs, as Neofighter will be taking out God Legion with a swift headshot as well, now dropping down from the main spiral where his head will be his life will be ended by Vast. Meanwhile, I believe that was Derby who just traded out Shabs as well.
Yeah. So this is very weird, the way Sif have been taking it. They go for the site first, like they compartmentalize their attack, and then they push the site, and then they decide, oh wait, we have to roam clear. But they're being indecisive about it, and that's what hurt God Legion, because he went up all the way on his own, fighting two people, 2-3 speeds, especially Ella, who in her current state is the best 1v1 operator. There's 15 seconds left to go though. Imorin is still on the flank. Vast drops.
Imorin just misses Vast as well, as Silex will be taken out in the crossfire. The plan will be coming out from Cynics, where his life will be ended by Imorin with 1 second on the clock, and that is the defenders' win once again for Atletico, a 4-1 now, and potentially a last round coming up with a match point.
Right, interesting. I mean, Brute's coverage, obviously he was thinking someone's going to rush out from the right side of White Van from the attacker's perspective, but he failed to consider that they had lost complete control of Yellow, they had lost control of the pipes, and there were, I think, 2 defenders still playing that area, and they just looked over an easy kill for them.
Yeah, it did feel to me that they didn't maybe use enough utility to cover the flank from the 3rd floor, but nonetheless, that decision to go for the late roam clear was not one of the brightest, to be honest. Whereas,
yeah, and Vast dropping the bathroom hatch as well, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, without proper droning, I don't think that was the good decision. But either way, SYF now going for the front desk defense and potentially a roam upstairs with holding the angles from above. Pulse, Ella, Legion, Bandit, and Smoke. Whereas for Atletico, we will be seeing just about the same setup as it has been working quite well for them before. Now, Ewa, what do you think?
Sif really don't like this garage defense. They tried upstairs, won it once. No, they didn't win it. They tried upstairs twice and lost it both times, and now they've decided, okay, we're not going to go upstairs, we're going to go for the 1st floor.
Yeah. And Imorin just about to start popping those heads as well, but that concrete wall will be the cover for the defenders.
Yeah. Obviously, some teams do not like, certain sites, but the decision to go onto the 1st floor rather than the barrage after you feel that, oh, that's a rush coming in. Silex just moves in behind the cover of Smokes and the Candelas. Derpy moves in. He's just walked past Silex. Hello, there we go. Headshot takes him down. Silex has been taken down. The plant has been stopped. Diffuser dropped, but Atletico are just fragging out. One more answered back by Bruce jumping out onto the balcony on the 2nd floor. Imorin goes down. 2v3 situation. 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
Match point
as well, and for SYF it doesn't look too well, as now all up to God Legion and Broads, the 2 players who actually used to pop off in their previous plays, but the plan for Bomb B for A side, actually, the pros will not be sticking to the plan, and God Legion actually picking up another kill on Neofighter, now leaving all up to top to try to clutch this up. Who will be trying to get, actually downing God Legion, now all up to Brutes to try to clutch this up. Minute and 22 seconds, still plenty of time to work with. As now Todd will need to face the decision where to go for the plan, as Pulse is slowly creeping up on the central spiral stairs, and doesn't look like Todd knows. There's the flicks, but no, Brutes will be clutching this up, will be getting the headshot on Todd, and SYF will be staying in this map for a couple more rounds again. Now, 4-2. What was that? I do not know. It does seem that the Atletico did decide to go for the straight up just YOLO rush, but that Candela nearly
almost
worked.
Did work out.
It
because,
nearly worked out.
Yes, they lost the planter, they lost Silex, but they got 3 kills. 2 minutes left to go. Yes, the diffuser is in a semi-bad spot, but it's just 2 members, and these guys, of those two, only God Legion was anywhere near the site. You have so much time. Why do you have to push it further? Okay, the rush didn't work, plant wasn't successful, but you got 3 kills. Calm down, take stock of the situation, and think about what you're doing. And the fact that Todd, as the IQ, he potatoed twice, once on God Legion, couldn't save Derpy when he was planting in B site, and then second time on the final kill on Brutes.
I did feel that Atletico did certainly feel a bit too relaxed for their match point, but maybe this time it will be their way to go, as Atletico will now be once again picking a Rook-Doc combo. And last time it didn't work too well for them, as SYF did win them on this plan.
Again, yeah, that was because the Brutes, he pushed up behind the Buck, as Vast went down. Brutes came out, Neo wasn't ready, and then he got a 3k round after that. And Spawn Peak coming out from Derpy, if he can take down the glass,
ooh, that could be a big
very,
peak.
very good.
He does see the glass. There's the headshot. Nicely done by Derpy, as that is going to be quite a substantial pick for Atletico. Potentially could be the match decider and the round decider as well, as now SYF are going to be missing one of the operators to cover their push into the plant through the windows.
Yeah, and especially God Legion, he's been fragging really well. Obviously, he hasn't had that much success with the glass on attack, but he is still a strong fragger, and on defense at least he has been doing well.
Definitely. And we do see actually Brutes using his X-Kairos pellets to get rid of the any of the Jaeger charges, which is actually quite a nice throwback to, I believe that was initially used in was it season 2, I believe, last year.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we really saw it getting popularized, because previously we were like, oh no, she has like 3 Hibana charges, you need to conserve them and you need to use them, and very specifically, and before they realized, hey wait, look at Hibana, she's got 2 fantastic guns, she's got flashbangs, she's a 3-speed, she can become a super fragger, just use her in a fragging role if you don't need her utility. Yeah.
That is quite a well. That's one way to approach after you finally get to know the operator,
and that was,
as well
I think,
as the buff. Oh, no, wait, that was that was 2 seasons.
2 seasons after introduction.
And Shabs is using up all of his flashbangs, as well as missing. Oh my goodness, Shabs, come on, man. This is you're getting into the pro level now, with Vast actually picking up a headshot on top, but Neofighter will be responding on picking up the kill on Shabs. Now with 3v4, with Neofighter tagged up pretty heavily from the firefight, and those grenades will be doing some work as well, taking out that shield finally, with Neofighter getting buffed up straight away by Derpy from the meeting room. Actually, a very nice positioning, as Vast picks up and finishes off Neofighter from the exit stairs, making it a 3-3, 2v3 actually. Derpy goes for a really nice peek onto Cynics. Now Vast will be doing going for an attempt to cover Brutes, who is in complete safety, as the rest of the 3 Atletico players will be just outside of the site.
Oh, interesting the way Vast is gonna play this. So he's just gonna stay on the first floor and try play it from below. I don't know whether Atletico will be expecting it. Brutes takes one down, takes a second. Nope, not yet.
Not yet. He is tagged up to 1 health. He will be downing.
Get the kill.
Nicely done by by Brutes as well, and taking out Silex. And now all up to Imorin to try to clutch this up to maybe finally get this round going for Atletico. The clock is ticking and he needs to go for some drastic changes, as Vast will be finishing him off. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, round 7 done, with now SYF slowly gaining, well, actually not slowly, quite quickly gaining on Atletico's lead, making it a 3-4. So now 1 more round needed for SYF to get into overtime, and 1 more round is needed for Atletico to get this map over and done with.
SYF coming back really strong. So initially they looked lost and Atletico were just having the fun. At 4-1, it was when Atletico tried the rush plant, and since then they have lost a defense and an attack. So
Yeah, and we are having a look at the score as well, with Brute so far going for some nutty 9 kills, and I believe that was God Legion who was on this. Was it God Legion?
yeah, God Legion was the second
On the second one with 8 kills as well, and that is quite well. SYF going for a very nice comeback so far, and it doesn't look like the comeback train is planning to stop, as this will be a console office defense once again from SYF. God Legion going for that yummy drone hunting, whereas the rest of the team will be going for the setups. Same roster except for Pick of Echo for Cynics. So this time they know the problem where they might get isolated from the side, but that Echo drone should be the way to go to pause that plan and distract the attackers for long enough for the rest of the defenders to rotate back to the side.
So they do have an IQ. Todd is still sticking with her, and if he realizes that there is an Echo drone around, and if he's still alive, still has presence of mind, he can use his scanner and get a pretty easy takedown of the yokai.
Yeah, and that is definitely could be the way to go for him. As there's the Kobe coming in, but just just at the wrong timing, as Imorin won't be getting any damage or any kill dished out to SYF. Meanwhile, Neofighter will be now going and attempting to go for the peek into the windows with, I believe, Derpy now, who will be assisting him with the Candela charges. Now, Imorin just about to catch the bandit off guard, but will be unfortunately missing the shots and deciding to back off for a second to reposition, whereas God Legion has managed to back out of the bathroom straight away. Neofighter nearly loses his life as well from the hands of Shabs. Never mind, Neofighter will be repeaking from a different window and securing that kill on Shabs minus Ella. That is actually quite a big peak, to be honest, as her gun is still quite powerful at the moment prior to the patch.
You saw what happened, right? You had Vast, he threw out his smoke, even though Cynic's drone was still in the B-bomb site. He knew that no one was rappelling in, and still the smoke flew out. So there is a bit of lack of communication you can see, because if Cynics had called it out, yes, they're not rappelling in, then you could save one more smoke, but Derpy is gonna take a lot of it.
Derpy!
He's gonna go down, and
God Legion.
Both the kills.
Nicely done by both God Legion and Vast, as the team play did work out quite well for them. But meanwhile, Todd actually will be picking up a kill as well on, I believe, Cynics. And God Legion picking up a third kill on Neofighter, now leaving all up to Todd and Imorin to clutch this up. Another grenade will be coming out, but won't be downing or killing God Legion, as both of the Atletico players will be running into a Elamine, and that's a 4K from God Legion. Can he get the ace for the match point? Oof, no. Imorin will be shutting him down, and now trying to peek at Faust, who will be taking him out. And we are, ladies and gentlemen, moving into overtime, as SYF comeback train doesn't seem that it will be stopping.
And this all started when Atletico decided they're gonna rush the first floor bomb site.
It did seem that a quite a irresponsible decision, but nonetheless, Brood's on 9 kills now, Vast on 7 with God Legion as well. Shabs and Cynics slightly falling back, as for Atletico, Neofighter hanging on 9 kills as well for the top fragging in Atletico.
God Legion really did God's work for SYF right here.
Pun unintended.
My
or
God.
intended.
Yes, pun very much intended. But SYF, I think that point when Broods and God Legion clutched out that 2v4, that was when they suddenly decided, they woke up in their mind like, yeah, we can do this. Just because these guys have been in the pro league doesn't mean shit. Oops.
Family
doesn't
show.
mean anything. It doesn't mean anything that these guys have been in pro league. we can still take the fight to them. And apparently someone in Twitch chat was saying that SYF have been beating Atletico in scrim, so maybe SYF just taking a bit of time to warm up.
It did look like that, and it does actually remind me of the good old COVID curse, which used to be COVID losing 3 matches first and then doing a massive comeback and winning 5-3. So it does seem to me that it's a mutation of the good old COVID curse, but nonetheless, half a minute gone through the round, and so far Atletico seem to be going for a straightforward push, not even bothering to clear from the admin. And Imoren going on a very cheeky angle from the top of the window, and that could actually work out really well. Just misses as well at the rotating. I believe that was God Legion playing on Bandit.
I'm not sure what Atletico's plan is really, because they've been trying this attack all the time. They haven't changed it after they won. They haven't changed it after they lost. And Imoren always goes up here with a silenced weapon, and he gets a few picks. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And you see, 3 people repelling, and Imoren misses the smoke. 1 more below on the balcony. I'm not sure Atletico's plan is the most sound.
Very interesting peak as well, as so far Vast's smoke grenades are doing quite a nice well. English, not responding anymore. A nice job containing that push with still a fair bit of time left for Atletico. And
they are scared of the run out from yellow, despite a claymore.
It does seem like that. It does seem that they are scared and waiting. Shabs just oofing on Imoren's head as he will be taken out. Silex taking out Shabs, but Derpy, oh no, team killing Silex, and that's the least thing that you want to do within this game, as God Legion and Brutes picking up a kill each, now leaving all up to Neofighter, who will just get massacred, and within this crossfire by Cynics.
I have no idea what Atletico doing, honestly. Why? Why would you put 4 men on the B-bomb site when you don't have a Blackbeard, and you're gonna repel so dangerously that when you repel in, you're gonna have people team killing, you're gonna have crossfire set up, you're not doing a roam clear, not pushing from the other side, trying the same thing over and over again. What's going on, Atletico?
It does seem that we are seeing a return of the infamous athletic throw. But maybe they will be able to come back from that, as currently SYF are going on a very, very confident 5-round comeback train, and
first time in the lead for SYF as well.
Yeah, first time in the lead as well for SYF, as it does seem that this time overtime match point now in favor of SYF. It just, yeah, it looks like Atletico just can't seem to comprehend, and for SYF it looks like they just full on adapted to Atletico's picks.
I mean, it wasn't really that much hard to adapt to it either, because Atletico are doing it very simple. They smoke off the doorways, they send some candlers in if they have them, and they rappel in, get the plant down, and then they hold it from the outside.
Yeah, and I do feel that for when they will be going for the plan, for SYF, they will need to keep a crossfire, as that previously backfired for Atletico when they tried to cover the diffuser, and the flank came from a completely opposite side of them covering.
Yeah, I mean, SYF are playing this perfectly. You look at Brute and God Legion, they are setting up this crossfire on the B-bomb side on the second floor, and they prepare for it, and Atletico does the same thing, and they're just ready for it. They don't even have to really, play it too smart. Just spray through the smoke. You're gonna get a few. You're gonna have Derpy taking down one of his teammates sometimes.
I think
and
it was, yeah,
that chaos. It's not working for Atletico.
And it does seem that Atletico are also not that prepped. Like the way that they pushed onto the front desk side is it showed that they were not exactly prepped for that. It looked a bit like a pug strat, to me, to be honest,
Yeah,
with the rushing in, and maybe it's just they decided to allow SIF, I mean SYF to pick Consulate as the last resort, as the remaining of the maps have been already banned out.
The thing is, they were on 4-1, right? And
Yeah.
they rush in. I hate to be harping on this, but I seriously can't get over it. You have a 4v2 man advantage. Okay, take it slow. Just, rush didn't work. Your pocket straps off the table. Do that mid-round adaptation.
Yeah, and we are seeing actually SYF already popping open the walls into garage. Now SYF, ooh, Gold Legion picking up a nice cut-off shot onto Todd, but Imorin is already there. Imorin knows that there is one of the attackers over there, but he will be forced to push back towards the objective with that flashbang, as I do believe that Broods, I mean no, that was Gold Legion who might have known that or suspected that there would be one more Roma, but Vast will be now traded out by Neofighter, making it a 4-4 now with 46 seconds on the clock. It looks like SYF just about to, well, actually it's a 50-50 chance. Broods will be going for the plant, whereas, ooh, Neofighter will be downing what I believe was, yeah, that was Ash.
Plant does go off.
The plant did go down.
Man disadvantage for attackers, but they have the positioning.
Never mind, Broods will be evening that out, taking out Derpy, and now all up to Ella, Bandit, and Smoke. And I do believe Salix is tagged up pretty heavily. Imorin will be taking out Broods, whereas Shabs will be getting a shot on Salix. Imorin will try to go for the long arm, but oof, Neofighter, what are you doing? Getting a double kill as well on Shabza and Cynics as well, and that
Was
is
that a
another
4K or a 3K?
I do believe that was a 3K by Ella, Blade on Neofighter, as that was a good way to shut down.
That was the 4K. That was the 4K. He got the man in piano, then he got the guy on the yellow stairs, and then he came down and got the Thermite and Thatcher outside. 4K. Well done to him.
Yeah, well, very nicely played by Atletico, and we are on the overtime match point now. Both teams showing that they still have the power in them. We are seeing Broods on 11 kills and Neofighter on 13 kills after that round.
My God.
Pretty much just carrying the team, with Todd coming up with 9 kills, and then the rest of the team catching up for Atletico.
So now we'll just have to see this. They're back to the first floor bomb site, and this is where the comeback story started. And obviously, it's not over for SYF or for Atletico, but this is where it all started, from 4-1 to 5-5. Let's see, are they gonna do the same strategy again, or are they gonna try, take it more standard, clear the second floor Romas, and then go on.
I am definitely quite curious how this will be played out. Maybe Atletico will just decide, yeah, let's just move on to the next map, go to our pick and show them what we can do, or whether Atletico will win this and will go into the second map, into their pick, with a map advantage.
SYF, to the best of my knowledge, are undefeated. Am I right?
Well, no, they got taken down within ANZ Cup by ViewSonic Darksided, but it was a very close game, and and SYF did show quite a amazing performance on Coastline, even though they did lose that map, but it was a very close game. Now for Consulate,
definitely.
For Consulate, I'm quite surprised, because for both teams it's a good map, but Atletico do seem to like to play it more by the books. Neofighter nearly catching the Ella, but unfortunately
well, I wouldn't call this really by the books, because the book says if it doesn't work out, you try another form of, like, you see second man coming up on the B window, and then you have Silex on the balcony.
Let's just hope that Derpy won't.
Upstairs.
Let's just hope that Derpy won't TK this time. Let's just hope that the flick won't be happening onto his teammate.
Atletico, what are you doing? This is not gonna work out. The rappel goes in, and what? How is Derpy alive?
It does look like
They just backed off.
yeah, the defenders just decided to back out as they are just going for straight wasting time, and will be soon rotating over to the plant now, leaving I believe only Shabs, who is playing on Ella, at the visa staircase, or no, that will be meeting room. And he will be trying to drain as much as possible of that utility, as I do believe that's a second Candela charge, and 2 of the smoke grenades have been used as well to just flush out one roamer upstairs. Atletico does not seem to be going too well with the utility economy.
They
But
seem to have
nonetheless,
forgotten about him over there.
it does look like, as they're trying to emphasize on just the consul's office that they've taken, and try to emphasize their push from there.
If they go to the
There's the smoke
headshot,
grenades.
there we go.
Oof, there's the kill
Broods,
by Broods, and a knife from God Legion, as well as a headshot on Todd. There's the C4 coming out as Derpy tries to fall back. Oh my god, Derpy, what are you doing? The trade will be coming out as Cynics gets the kill, and Derpy and Amorin is the last resort. Now taking out Shabs, but the drop shot from Cynics will be securing the win for SYF, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, the map 1, with SYF going on a very close game against Atletico, but winning their own pick.
I don't understand. This was 4-1 for Atletico. This should not have gone 6-5 for SYF. It isn't as though the SYF, played out of the skin for the comeback, like, we saw Penta do against Evil Geniuses. This is just straight up and up, seeing that, alright, these guys are doing something very simple. Let's set up a crossfire. Let's just wait for the drop. Let's wait for the smokes. Just shoot. And Atletico decided, like, oh, I don't care. Like, we're just gonna do it again and again and again. And when the comeback started for these, I don't know whether they didn't realize it or they didn't care, or I don't know.
Yeah, and
doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
It didn't exactly make much sense. But we will be now moving on to a Cafe Dostoevsky. Now, Cafe is a pick of Atletico. My question is, do you reckon if SYF will be able to win this one as well, or would Atletico be popping off on this one?
Well, basing myself off what I saw from Consulate, which was Atletico just going for the smoke plant, for the Candela plant, how you attack the bomb sites in Cafe is actually pretty much the same. You spam your smokes, you spam your candelas, you have some coverage, maybe by a glass, and then you jump in, get the plant down, and get out. If Atletico try the same thing again, SYF, sure, they may not be expecting it in maybe the first attack round that they play. But the moment they see that pop up, they'll be like, hey, these guys are doing the same thing as Consulate. Let's just do what we did on Consulate. Set up crossfires, have a smokes position well, have a C4's position well. Boom! Easy win. 2-0 SYF.
2-0 SYF indeed. And we are just in a quick pause as we are seeing Atletico potentially switching over their sides. And yep, we just about to be going into the Cafe. So for this map, Ewok, what will be the prediction?
Well,
for this
it all depends on what Atletico do, and we'll see what they're going to do in this very first round. They are going to be on attack. If SYF goes to the third floor, it will be especially clear what they're going to do, whether it's going to be the smoke Candela plant again, which I think is hugely ill-advised. They are not 1UP Esports or even any other team that is fairly proficient at that plant. They've been trying it, but it's not working out. You can see, okay, I think they're going to do it again. Look, Ying, Capital, Hibana, Dokebi, Buck. Dokebi is going to be used for the post-plant, ringing the phone once before the plant, once after the plant. And, well, bar cocktail coming out from SYF, and
yeah,
this isn't looking good in my opinion.
Definitely, I would say that this will be yet another close map between those two teams, as it does seem that both of them are quite equal in the skill, and it's just Atletico been missing some of the shots.
I do think they are equal in skill. I mean, you're right that they are equal in skill, but what we've seen from Atletico today, the only reason they were 4-1 up is because SYF weren't able to comprehend initially that these guys are going for the smoke plan and it's working out well for them. Now they've seen an entire map of it and they've countered it and they've won on their map pick. Ooh, Vast getting stuck on the stairs.
And getting locked out as well from up top, as he will need to either... Yep, he will be just tearing through that castle barricade, as he will need to get that sorted out. Now...
So, SYF will be expecting the smokes. They will be expecting the candelas, and one round, if they're not expecting it on Cafe as well, one round will be all that it takes.
Yeah. And so now we are seeing, yeah, pretty much the same pick for Atletico, except for Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi being one of the latest operators and not seeing that much of a pick rate, but when she is picked, ooh, Imorin just missing one of the defenders as well, but I do think he saw him and heard him now sprinting away. But going back to Dokkaebi, when she does come out from the attack, she is quite useful and used for that plant push and the aggression.
Now, talking about post plant
and post plant as well. Cynics is holding.
He's gonna be absolutely devastating once he comes into the meta.
Yeah.
So Dokkaebi post plant, Lion post plant, you're gonna be running for your life, but it's still not the future yet. So let's go back to this map.
Definitely, as so far almost half a round gone, and no single kill has been done yet. But Imorin will be getting rid of those bandit charges, which would help Atletico to push from the red stairs.
I honestly think that Imorin silencing all of his weapons is a bad decision, because oftentimes you can't catch the headshot when they're doing rotations or something, and you will really miss the extra damage, especially on Buck C8. Yes, he has got a recoil reduction. Still, you want as little recoil as possible to hit those headshots.
Definitely. Now with
silence has not been working out for him. Sorry.
Yeah. Now Atletico are already moving in, and doesn't look like they have any explosives just yet. They will be deciding to bash the castle barricade. And there's the first call, there's the logic bomb coming out, and there's the first clue for the attackers where the defenders could be. And it does seem that just the bar side of the Cigar Lounge has been fully given to Atletico, but the smoke grenades will be coming out first to try to delay that. And SYF are playing quite careful and playing safe, just hanging back the attackers.
There goes the Candelas. Duckpay, he's gonna take lots of smoke damage, but he's just gonna push in. He's not going for the plant. He doesn't have the diffuser.
He will be just going for the Russian, gets the kill on Cynics and gets the kill on Fast as well, whereas Shabs and the Derpy actually picks up a triple kill now on Gold Legion, all up to Shabs, as he will be trying to decline the plant, but just with a half a moment left, Neofighter will be taking out Shabs as well, with the planter actually down as well. So poor Jaeger did not have a single chance.
So two things. Number one, Derpy. Number two, Shabs. What are you doing, Shabs? Because he vaulted over. He saw the plant going down, but at point blank range, he missed everything, and that allowed the plant to go down. I actually think if he had actually denied the plant there, could have vaulted down onto Red Hallway, and then went back for repositioning, and actually maybe clutched it out. Yeah,
and the push by Derpy worked out really well. He showed that is how Ying should be played for this specific push. Like that was textbook. That was perfectly executed, and that triple kill that he scored was phenomenal. Nonetheless, Atletico now going on defense with a pick of Mute for Neofighter. The rest of the roster is pretty much as it was on Consulate, and for SYF we will be seeing Glass coming out for God Legion. That is the only
as it was on Consulate as well.
Oh no, wait, as well as a pick of Sledge for Shabs.
Ah, yes, that is the anomaly for sure. We haven't seen, I think,
Yeah, we still
Slack
haven't
from them
seen it
at all.
on within this game, and Todd is actually playing a, well, at the moment still a safe angle, but for him to play, if he would play it a bit later, that would have been quite a problem for him. Glass is trying to bait out
Interesting to
the
see.
run out actually from the garage, and it does look
There
like,
is no one there.
yeah, there's nobody there. All of the Atletico roster will be hanging close by the objective, whereas SYF are still expecting the runouts. They're still expecting the aggression from the opposing team, and it feels that Atletico are long past that. Actually, no, the Pulse will be spotted, who will be now forced to either stay on the ground floor, I mean on the second floor, or try to rotate through the white stairs, as he could potentially find, he might potentially actually find one of the attackers, but no, he will be deciding to drop down to the ground floor with Shabs waiting for that run out. He knows that Todd will be tempted to do that, and there's the peek from the garage, but just unfortunately at the very wrong timing.
So I this is they are obviously not invitational level teams yet, these two, but there is a distinct lack of communication. Just now when Todd was on the red hallway, maybe, you know, someone should have been listening, or, you know, there should have been like a cam or something. Tell them, hey, this guy's rappelling up on the east side, you can just get a free kill if you go run out right now.
Yeah, but maybe the pick of Mute or Pulse was a rather more substantial, as I do remember Todd playing quite well on the Valkyrie, but maybe that era is long gone. Just I do see in the chat there's some people saying just ying things about that derpy push, but never mind. The pre-fires will be coming out from Mute, played by Neofighter, into the cigar shop, nearly catching the head of both of Cynics and God Legion. And
So these guys are playing it very slow. 38 seconds to go, and the smokes are now coming out, and that's the perfect time to deny the push. And by the time, you know, the smokes run out, the attackers are absolutely crazed and frantic.
And I do like how Smoke is thrown a bit even closer to them, kind of pushing them back and giving them less and less space, whereas Todd actually picks up a kill on Fast, and Broods will be trading Todd out straight away. 4v4, but Cynics will get tagged out pretty heavily by that smoke grenade, where he will be peeked by Neofighter. Actually, God Legion just missing all of the shots. Neofighter, whereas picks up a kill on Cynics, and Derpy with Silex picking up a kill each, now leaving all up to Broods, who will be taken out by Imorin on the white stairs, and Atletico are now picking up a round for themselves once again.
Well, this is playing a lot like Consulate, at least. You started off with the superb Ying pushes, you started off with dominant defenses, and then it all for Atletico.
Yeah, and so far, yeah, if Atletico will keep up this this good effort, they will be able to win this map. But if they will either run out of strats or decide to go for just YOLO pushes, that will not work out for them. The whole pace will be broken, and that's when SYF will be doing the Revenge of the Sith.
Well, if you have to call someone a Sith, it has to be Ella in the current state. Absolutely a demon to deal against.
Yeah, she currently has nearly ultimate power. I mean unlimited power, but the SYF roster does seem to be going for a semi-vertical hold from up top by Shabs and Gold Legion playing on Ella and Bandit, and we are seeing quite an interesting placing of the Yellow Mines as well. So we are slowly evolving, ladies and gentlemen. First were the Valkyrie chems, now we are seeing the Ella Mines. Shout out to Amphley.
Not too sure what Atletico is planning. I mean, they've spent 30 seconds just throwing out the first one. Imoran again with the silenced weapon going up onto the roof, so this has taken a bit longer than most teams do to get up onto the roof.
Indeed, they do take their time, with Derpy trying to climbs the window actually with that barely broken board, and manages to pop his drone in.
Not sure how the physics on that work, but this is a game, and that's an interesting iPad for KB.
Yeah, that's a very interesting pad, but nonetheless, Atletico will be popping open once again the same spot on the wall into Cigar Lounge, and this does look like a another convenient push for Atletico, but Broods will be actually spotting one of the attackers at the skylight from below, and there's the drop as well into the red stairs. I do believe God Legion will be trying to contest that, but to no effect, unfortunately for him. And only currently one man is on the plant. And it looks like Atletico might just waltz in onto the plant with cutting off all the rotations from the white stairs, as Imorin is just about to engage Shabs near the white corridor. Shabs will get fully droned out as well. And minute on the clock, well, minute 05, just misses Derpy as well, as Derpy dropped down guns and punches rolling in with the Candela charges as well. 54 seconds on the clock, not a single kill, and Atletico looks like they'll just be able to get into the plant and soon go for the plant as well. Those C4s could be quite deadly as well. There's the just the reassuring kind of standing on the bar, and the Kobe coming out, but won't be tagging Derpy whatsoever as he manages to dodge that bullet. 27 seconds on the clock as Todd will be looking into his own drone, and finally Imorin picking up the first kill onto Broods. Salix tries to run in through the gas grenade and will be engaging in a firefight with God Legion, but Vast will be taking out Todd. As God Legion, picking up a nice shot as well onto Neofighter, picking up another kill on Silex as well. Derpy gets the kill on God Legion, will be picking up the diffuser, and all up to Shabs to try to clutch this up. 2v1 situation. Now the plant will be going down as well, and the first impact grenade, and Imorin picks up that nice headshot through the machinery onto Shabs. And what a round was that? Those last 27 seconds were just fully packed of just action, just that explosive firefight.
I was actually about to say at the 1 minute mark that I like what SYF is doing with their hold, with the way they have played the rumors, but that just all fell apart once it come to pushing the anchors.
And Cynics is actually sitting on that sweet donut yet.
And when Shabs came back for the retake, he didn't have the positioning as I just about got out, because he came through the red hallway and he already had the buck watching the red hallway before we got a call from one of the drones.
Yeah. Now we are seeing a switch up in roster for SYF, a two-man switch in roster, with Shabs now going on to Blitz and God Legion going on Jackal. And Galloping Blitz, even on 1 speed, I'd still say he's pretty menacing to me.
I mean, we saw how much Mind Freaks struggle against Sexy Kate using that Blitz on, I think there was all the maps, I think.
Yeah.
And they took really long until they figured out what to do with him, and the answer was spamming with Legion Mines, spamming with smokes, set up crossfires, and it is already a lot of work, and I'm not looking forward to a 2-speed Blitz, but when you have the best team in ANZ, the best team in APAC, struggling against a Blitz,
that does say something.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously SYF isn't Team Liquid, right? But Blitz is Blitz.
That is definitely true. Blitz is Blitz, and he will be making his way downtown over to the bakery kitchen, and just about to be ready to give out a fresh kind of whoop-ass to the enemy team, being the Atletico, who are defending the train and the machinery with a heavy reinforcement up above.
Jackal 2, so they really want to emphasize this roam clear despite us not really seeing a roam since in the previous rounds from Atletico on this map.
Atletico do seem like they're much and much more prepped for this, and SYF just, I'm not too sure what is happening. Maybe they're just waiting for the SYF curse to kick in.
Yeah, or maybe they're just not prepped on
Maybe
Cafe
they just
like
not
they clearly were
prepped.
on
Yeah.
Consulate.
It does look like they're trying to just enforce kind of like pub strats. And ooh, Shabs. Oh my goodness, Shabs just about to nearly get memed on by Imoren. Never mind, he's still gonna get his headshot through that shield by that suppressed 416. And Imoren with finally now getting a kill within the round will be falling back. But oh wow,
What an
Todd
angle.
through this kind of angle, that is very well played. Cutting off
Wow,
that
I
drop.
want to see the angle again.
That was quite something. That was very interesting. And Gold Legion just scanning that circle of footsteps. And 58 seconds on the clock. SYF already lost 2 members, whereas Atletico only lost 1. So the man advantage is certainly there. And I'm quite curious how will SYF be able to handle it. Because I don't think they managed to pop the hatch yet, because Broads tried to drop him through that through the hatch and got shot down by Pulse. And ooh, the pre-fire on Silex, the resilience on him, but no, never mind. Cynics will be taking him out. And Todd already on the case.
What were you doing, Cynics? Why were you pushing down red stairs with the diffuser?
I don't think that was planned, but Vast meanwhile picks up a kill on Derpy, evening it out 2-2 with 12 seconds on the clock. Diffuser, wow, just snatched from the hands of Todd, and the plant might be happening in Machinery, where he will be covered. Todd might be nearly walking into the sights of Vast, but Vast will get taken out, and Imoren will be finishing off the job on Gold Legion. And that is another round, 4-0 once again we are seeing, and it looks certainly much more in favor of Atletico, as SYF do seem to be pulling those pub strats quite regularly.
Okay. So you see what Atletico did, okay? They knew that these guys at SYF want to initiate a roam clear, and SYF know that because they have been punished on by the flank time and again. So they brought a blitz, they brought a jackal, but the Atletico, they played it so smart. They're like, okay, these guys have a blitz, these guys have a jackal. Okay, we're gonna send Todd over on a late roam, very very late, send him down red stairs, and then he picked up a free kill as Cynics pushed down red stairs. Wasted a lot of time, and I think that was what lost them that round.
Yeah. Now, the same pick for the operators for Atletico, potentially a match point. I mean, potentially a final round for this map. And do you reckon SYF will get 5-0 on this one, or do you reckon SYF still has potential to show off and get at least one round going for them?
Well, if I have to say, based on what you said, the same thing at Consulate on 4-1, and we saw how that went. But I don't believe in superstition, so I think the way Atletico has been taking Cafe, they've clearly prepped it so much, and I think this is going to go Atletico's way, 5-0.
It does certainly look so as well, in my opinion. And
Though I am famously bad at predictions.
Don't jinx it just yet, as we are seeing Imoren trying to go for a firefight with Vast, and both of them get tagged up quite substantially. Vast down to just about 60 health with Imoren
so
on 4.
That right there, why would you run the suppressor? If he had his normal barrel attachment like a muzzle brake or flash hider or whatever, that would have been Ella down to like what, 25?
But the thing is though, with the game where even a headshot from a pistol takes you out with one shot, usually suppressors wouldn't do that much of a thing. But otherwise, it could be just a preference. As the Russian by Derpy will be costing him his life, but Vast will be straight away taken out by Imoren finally. 4v4, minute 50 on the clock. and it seems that Atletico are running in, just with rolling in with the punches. Well, they tried at least, as Imorin is now down to just about 10 health. Poor
Is
lad.
he trying to go for a reset?
He tried to go. I think for that reset, he did think that that would have worked. Then, ooh, a very interesting puncture through that wall, and at the very least, that's one of the Romans down, but at the cost of Ying. And
Yeah,
I don't think that was.
given how Atletico have been using Ying, that's a big blow.
Yeah, that's a big hit on their operator economy as well.
That hole in the wall reminded me of what Envy, now Cryptic, did against Era last year in the Invitational.
Oh yeah, that could be that. Gold Legion! Nicely done with a double kill on Imorin and Silex. Now 2 players of Atletico left against 4 players of SYF.
What are you
And
doing?
oh wow, Shab's just picking up another collateral. What is happening? Like, are we seeing Atletico again?
You have got to stop saying that this looks like it's gonna be a 5-0 or 5-1. Atletico are gonna come after you after this.
Yeah,
The Castor's Curse in full force,
Castor's
man.
Curse, yeah, is hitting it now. And yeah,
What was that? The
Atletico.
moment the Ying went down, they just completely lost their brains and they sent 2 men down. Both of them got taken out. Then they sent another 2 men down, and these 2 guys obviously weren't communicating because they looked the same way, then the other way, then the same way again. And it was easy for Shad. It's a collateral kill.
Yeah, and it does feel to me that the initial loss of Derpy, that was pretty much what made Atletico go like, oh well, let's just YOLO it. We still have those smoke arrows, but yeah, that was not the best solution of how they went about it. But nonetheless, they will be poising now to go for a hold in the to hold the, I believe that is bar. Yep, bar and yeah, upstairs area. Pardon me.
Bar and cocktail.
Bar and cocktail. There we go. I can't remember some of the English words. What are you doing, Todd? That spawn peak was filthy.
I mean, he could have actually got the kill.
He nearly got it if he held it for a bit longer.
Yeah. If he had waited and then gone out for the peep, he would have got it. I think.
New fighter actually.
New
Ooh,
boy.
my boy. What is happening? Well, could be the
Oh
goal.
my
He
God,
does
what an
catch.
angle.
He does catch God Legion. Well, by surprise, and that is glass out.
He caught everyone by surprise by himself.
Yeah.
Because wow, I did not expect that. I went up on the table, looked down, and boom goes the glass.
Boom goes the glass's head. Now 4v5 in favor of Atletico, and Neofighter picking up that kill early in the round. That is something. That is quite a win for him, like a small win, but nonetheless that could mean a whole lot, as now SYF won't have the ability to peek through the smoke.
Was that a Candela somehow?
Yeah, the Candelic charges, I do think that got eaten up by the ADS as well, so that is -1.
Unfortunate.
Oh no, wait, no, Candelas, there's still 3 of those Candelas. I do believe that was
Frag, really?
oh,
No,
X-Kairos.
yeah.
One of the X-Kairos pellets,
okay.
I do believe that was used. But nonetheless, minute 24, still plenty of time for SYF to make their move, and it does seem certainly like a push towards east, where Shabs will be trying to peek Imorin, but to no
And I'm gonna
avail.
say this again, and I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but silencer. Silencer.
It is a preference. It is a preference, Ewok.
It definitely is a preference.
And
yeah,
it
obviously.
does. It may
I just
be
feel
quite easier for him. It may be more similar for him to control, but that we will find out soon. Imorin
He does
picks
get
up
the kill though.
the headshot on Broods, but Vast will be trading him out straight away, with Neofighter picking up a kill on Shabs, Todd getting a kill on Cynics, and it's all up to Vast to try to do a ace clutch at this point. 35 seconds on the clock as he is.
Quickly.
Yeah, that push fell apart really quickly, and now Vast forced to push back from the
Where was he
white
getting
stairs.
shot from?
He is getting shot from above by Neofighter through those murder holes from above. Now on 1 health, 1 HP and a dream. Ewok, I think we need to roll the drums and get ready for Coastline, my dear friend.
There we go. 9
there's the drop shot
seconds
by-
on the clock.
drop shot by Neofighter will be sealing the deal. And ladies and gentlemen, a 1-1, a draw between Atletico and SYF so far, as we will be moving towards Coastline.
So that round, that from SYF, there was a lot of what we were seeing from Atletico on Coastline. You know, commit to one take, commit to one vector of attack, and just go for it. I don't care what is happening. I'm going for it.
Yeah, and maybe it does seem certainly like a same situation for Atletico, where they played on Consulate. It seemed that SYF just either weren't prepped enough for that, or they didn't have enough strats for that, and it just all fell apart. 5-0 in favor of Atletico, just like that. And I'm actually quite excited now for Coastline, because Atletico has a fairly good record on Coastline in the past seasons, as well as SYF showing quite some good results on Coastline as well. Where I do believe in the previous playday, they versed ViewSonic Darksided, where even though they lost, they showed quite a substantial amount of resistance to the opposing team. So I would think that both teams will show their absolute best on this map.
I do hope it is a close contest. Consulate was very, very enjoyable, even though it took a 4-1 for SYF to wake up, and quite a bit of a throw from Atletico.
Yeah. Let's hope that both teams will do now their absolute best to try to win this. And may the best team win on this map, because it does feel like an equal map for both of them, at least from my experience.
Hopefully it is Coastline. I do like the map a lot ever since it was released in Year 2 Season 1. Obviously, we didn't see much of it initially, but we just saw a fantastic matchup on it, EG versus Penta, and that sure got hearts racing. And let's see whether this one, obviously not on the same level, but surely it can get some hearts racing.
Definitely. And we are just about to be ready to move on to Coastline. Walk us through for those who are just tuning in, who are not that familiar with the competitive side of Rainbow Six. Fill us in on the plants, on the popular plants, and how would you usually defend them?
So most teams prefer this bomb site called Penthouse Theater on the second floor. It's a very nice bomb site. Yes, there's one big giant window on the second on one of the bomb sites, but the other bomb site, which is theater, is pretty well defended by the reinforcements. So defenders usually set up down there, and they place mirror windows, they create rotation holes, and it's usually quite easy if you have control over on the VIP. But Atletico, they want to go over to hookah, and this is usually the second most preferred bomb site for most teams. Evil Geniuses didn't like it. If I recall, Penta did though. This was Penta's secondary bomb site, but Evil Geniuses preferred to go for the kitchen.
Attackers need to locate
Atletico
and
though,
defuse as
they
many
are going
bombs as
for
they
the
can.
hookah bomb site. So this is a bit less preferred for many teams, because you can push in through the hookah doorway, as you can see right there, and you can smoke off right side, you can smoke off the blue stairs on the left, you can put a member of the attacking squad on this window, and you have a pretty nice hold all the way into both bomb sites. or you can push from the aquarium side as well, and that's a big doorway for you to push through. Obviously, it does come at a little bit of disadvantageous angle for the attackers because they have to come through the doorway or the thermite open the wall, which rarely anyone does because it makes the attackers very exposed. So usually the attack is onto this B-bomb site, but this hole from Atletico, I have never seen this before. I mean, maybe it's an ANZ meta, but I'm from Singapore. I haven't seen this happen in my ranked games or even in casual games to put a mirror window and a shield looking back, and that mirror window is popped.
That will get popped. Yeah,
Phoenix.
unfortunately for Atletico, they won't be, they won't notice that Twitch drone, and that will be it for that mirror play. Which will, oh no, Bust! What are you doing, mate? That nearly cost him his life as he just missed by a pixel that grenade throw with the cook. Fortunately for him, that was just enough for him to just bail out of there. And yeah, that mirror placement is quite a ANZ meta placement, but usually there is a counter to Twitch, as most of the teams do tend to play Twitch on this map, as well as actually as well as Hibana and Buck. Buck is one of those must picks, I'd say, for this map.
So as you know, for the new guys, as you said, the reason it's a very weird setup is because usually you want to open up rotation holes between bomb sites, correct? And when you put that, and you have to be able to walk through that hole. Yes, there's a murder hole right there, but it's not going to be allowing the defenders to rotate. So when the plant goes down or if one site gets taken over, the defenders can quickly retake the bomb site. And placing the mirror window there, that means you can sequester in this bomb site. Obviously, it hasn't worked out, and the mirror window got popped nice and early.
Yeah.
But you can see exactly what I was talking about at the start. You smoke off the doorway, you go in for the plant, and Silent throws out the C-Fox, and Cynics.
What was that bombardment? That bombardment was that close to getting the SYF members, but nonetheless, Cynics will be shutting down Derpy, who tried to go for the throwout as well. Neofighter picks up a kill on Vast, and Emorain gets a kill on God Legion as well. That is minusing out the IQ. Now minus Twitch as well. Neofighter gets the headshot and the best of Cynics, and that attack fell apart really quickly and in a very nasty manner.
Yeah.
Now all up to Broods, who was actually one of the top fraggers within the team on the Consulate game.
He's looking the wrong way.
Ooh, and that is the round 1 as Atletico take a very confident win, even though they did lose Mira for their defense.
So it just came down to fragging at the end of the day. Atletico were like, okay, our strats didn't work out. Never mind, we'll just frag out.
Yeah.
So plain and simple. And actually, if I think Cynics, if he hadn't dropped that diffuser on the doorway, he tried to play the angle, a bit too close. I think he could put the plant down before Silex was able to throw out his C4. And once the C4 came out, Cynics had to default off the plant before going for it again. And this time, it didn't work out for him.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now, SYF going for a penthouse and theater hold. Barricading out the bathroom, which is slightly awkward, not awkward, slightly different to what usually the ANZ meta would show. And
it is still a smart decision. I mean, by some teams, because you can have the wall opened up from the bottom of the wall, open up from Hall of Fame looking into the bathroom, and then your barricade is off. So you wait for someone to drop in, and they think, all right, it's barricaded, I'm safe for at least a few seconds, and then boom, 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 the shots come in. But they haven't opened up the bottom of the bathroom, so interesting. But it still can work out. It's nothing, nothing entirely doom and despair.
Yeah. Now, Atletico seem to be going in for the attack with just about the same pick, but no Ying this time. Derpy this time is on Thatcher. Yeah, who might get actually quite more use rather than Ying, although I'd still question it. For Penthouse and Theater, I still think that Ying could be much more substantial, but nonetheless, Imorin will be making his way over to the second floor with Cynics just about to...
I don't think his drone stopped.
Yeah, drone
But
stopped at
Cynics
just the wrong
defaults off
time.
anyway.
But yeah, he took out the drone, pretty much showing and exposing his position. Now Imorin will be trying to engage Cynics in that firefight alongside the corridor into the VIP lounge. And Todd could be the one who will be going for a flank and pressuring onto... Oh wow, Imorin nearly catches the head of Cynics, but just misses it by a millimeter away.
No, Cynics was he was like thinking, should I peek, should I not? And luckily for him, he didn't.
Yeah, definitely luck it is there. Certainly Todd will be now trying to punch some and do some damage from below with his skeleton key, where Neofighter will be attempting to get rid of what I believe an Elamine near the vases.
Actually, if they hadn't opened the Hibana wall right there, they could have actually got a nice pinch. You know, Neo and the Jackal Imorin pinching onto Cynics.
Yeah.
Are they aware of it? He's still playing the same spot.
They might be aware of it, but they are playing under the kind of angles that allow them to peek freely. Actually, God Legion, I do believe, misses Hibana as Imorin is slowly pushing up towards that hallway, as he did manage to take out Cynics. And God Legion, what are you doing, my dude, my guy, my friend? Meanwhile, Broads will be picking up a trade on Silex, making it... Oof! What are you doing? That was just filth. But Neofighter will be there to retaliate with a grenade. Somebody call Kobe Bryant on the scene. Now all up to Cynics and Vast to try to clutch this. Cynics is still kicking. We'll be trying to get into a firefight and get some suppression going, but the two sides that he will be pressured from aren't quite easily counterable, as that double window is, even though it's quite open, it's still a deadly tool. Vast picks up a nice headshot onto Derpy, but he will get shut down by Todd with that buck on the window. Yeah, Cynics though picks up a kill on Neofighter. Now a 1v1 clutch, potentially tries to go for the pre-fire onto Todd. He does. He can go for the defuse. He will be trying to attempt that, and it doesn't look like Todd will have enough time. Can Cynics stick to it? He will be sticking to it, and that is the win, ladies and gentlemen, as SYF even it out with... I'm not exactly sure why Todd decided to go through the hatch, because if he would have repelled through that window, he would have managed to make it much faster. But nonetheless,
I can't believe that worked.
That worked very well for SYF, and Cynics decided, even though I do believe he heard the drop, he decided to hold it, to stick the defuse, and that was nice.
I mean, you had to. You had to stick it or you die.
You had to, and I do truly feel that it was all thanks to Todd that SYF got that round. But nonetheless, well played by both teams. Now, an attack from Atletico. No, wait. A defense from Atletico, and yeah, pick of Monty from SYF. That should be interesting to witness at the very least, with the
and especially now that they'll be attacking Sunrise. Yeah, I mean, I was saying, you know, for earlier on, I said, okay, Penthouse Theater is the most bomb type for most teams, but Atletico, they threw me off on Consulate as well. You know, they didn't like the garage. SYF, they didn't like the garage, and now Atletico, they don't seem to be liking this Penthouse Theater, despite it being the most preferred bomb site, most defendable for defenders. Yeah,
and it does seem that Atletico going for those really unorthodox holds for their defense, and that is certainly working out very well. It does actually remind me of how Mind Freak used to play when they just moved to PC, and they did bring quite some innovation to the ANZ meta, and how some of the new sites and some of the older sites were approached with their defense. But
Okay, now we're gonna have Vast droning Hooker. He's gonna see all this utility invested. He's gonna see the player, the castle, and Neophyter somewhere. He has taken out so much damage. He's down to below, what, 20 HP.
I do think he will ask one of his teammates to go for the reset, as much rather have 50 health rather than 10, but we'll see how this will be worked out. Ooh, actually, Gold Legion will be spotting Todd on the pulse scanner, but unable to tap him through the wall just yet. And Vast will be the first person to try to pop, well, to start this party going, opening up the opening just big enough for Montaigne to push through and just cover the attackers.
Cynics, if he's so pleased, he could go for the plant right now.
It does look like this will be the way to go, as well as, ooh, there's the C4. Shabs will gladly soak up that damage, but I don't think that was a brightest idea to try to pop open the right side of the wall, as that will eliminate the rotation and a safe spot for SYF.
Obviously, SYF don't know this, but they should have known with their own game that all that time wasted, trying to set it up.
No.
They could have just gone in for the plant, and you can see Imorin. He picks up 2 headshots onto Bruce and Cynics.
Yeah, that should not have honestly happened. If Shabs just stick the angle to the side of the wall, that
Right.
would have worked quite well, much better. Meanwhile, Gold Legion tries to contest with one of the defenders at the blue bar, and Shabs just standing there, just helplessly, just waiting for Vast to start pulling the weight. As now they do have the diffuser, Shabs will try to go for the push, knowing that there's a Jaeger, but decides to fall back. No plan will be happening. 23 seconds on the clock. Now needs to something happen. I'm not too sure what they're doing. Todd finds the headshot of a headshot on Gold Legion, as Vast will be trading out Todd. There's another headshot on Imorin as well, trading him out. There's the plant attempt, as the impact will be happening, and Neophyter will be dropping Vast, who was going for the plant, and Derby will be finishing off the deal. And it weirds me out how we initially saw SYF play so well on Consulate, then getting absolutely bulldozed on Cafe, and now the moment one of their operators is dead, their whole plan is just falling apart.
Yeah, they really seem to have only one plan of attack. That is, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and it's all in one chain. The moment that gets broken anywhere else, not only don't they have a parallel running option, they also don't have a second chain to switch over onto.
Yeah. Now, for this hole, Epic, Cynics now switches onto Echo, which in theory works like a charm on this side, on Hookah Lounge. If you're pushing the Hookah Lounge, the Echo drone will be an absolute pain in the backside to deal with if you don't have either a Thatcher or if you don't have an IQ. But the Athletico do have that. They do know that there will be at least the bandit batteries to try to delay the push, and the ADSs. So that collateral damage from the EMPs is all that they need for that attack to win, and for Echo to be pretty much useless on his drone.
Did Bruce not see the Twitch drone? No, that wasn't a Twitch drone, my bad. I thought that was a Twitch drone. I thought he was gonna lose his mirror window, but no. So we're gonna move on to SYF defending the Hookah.
Yeah.
And I think SYF, they're gonna strike back on this round. They have been doing well. I like what they did in the previous round. on defense. Obviously, it came down to a misplay from Todd, but there was still a good retake all in all. The way that they played it. Obviously, Todd made a mistake, but to capitalize on it, you still have to do well.
Definitely. And now, it looks like Atletico will be now attempting to go for just the same drop down into the bathroom where with Derpy actually joining up ahead. He might spot one of the Romas. Yep, Bandit will be fully spotted now, forced and now facing the decision either to try to bail from Theater or try to hold his own. Actually, he has some good murder holes, but never mind. Neofighter just goes for the pre-fire through them and will be just claiming the head of God Legion. Too obvious indeed. And Bandit down, but most of the utility has been already put down and used, so not that much utility-wise of a loss, but fragger-wise it is quite a substantial win in a firefight. Imorin, meanwhile, will be picking up a trace of Jaeger as well, and so far it's just
clearing the way.
Atletico's attempt to just push all of the defenders back to the sides, prevent any kind of roaming, and just squish them from two sides at the very least, if not from three sides. The Silex actually finds that long angle that SYF have set up. And Todd
Frag kill.
gets a nice kill on Fast, taking out the Jaeger. So the ADS unfortunately did have good old Jaeger worrying about the grenades.
He could save others from grenades, but not himself.
Yeah. Nonetheless, Broads is just about to get pushed from below by Buck, and there we go. That's what I was talking about. The Echo drone, but never mind. Neofighter will be just rolling in with a headshot onto Cynics, taking out Echo as well. 2v1, 1v5. I mean 2v1. Yeah, 1v5 now. Shabs is just all tagged up, and Neofighter will be securing yet another kill on him, and yeah, Atletico just seeming to be much more prepared for this one, but at the same time, Sifa just, SYF missing just small things here and there, unfortunately.
I am actually a bit disappointed because I thought SYF were going to do very well, but the way that they were holding the angles, obviously there was misplay in the strategy that Atletico took apart, but some of the movement also, I felt that, the way they were moving around, taking the angles, holding the angles, it wasn't too good. And Atletico, obviously, they had the experience in the Pro League, and they were like, oh, then we're just going to take it down.
It's certainly that, and yeah, Atletico just seeming to be performing quite well. Although now that I said it, I'll just be waiting for Caustic Curse to kick in.
Yeah, it's always right after you say it, and it just happens, and suddenly the fortunes shift. Obviously, Atletico almost, started allowed SYS to start a comeback in the previous match, but not so. Let's see what they will do on this defense.
I'm quite. I think Atletico will just be going for pretty much the same. Todd is finally back on his main, being Valk, and Shabs is busting out Blitz. So will we see a Blitzkrieg, or will this be just yet another flop? We'll just find that out within the next almost 2.5 minutes.
Shabs, if I recall, that was on the cafe that he brought out the Blitz, was it?
Yes, I do believe that it was him also too.
Yeah, and that didn't go well at all for him. He just got caught in the crossfire and just lost.
No, he didn't actually get caught in the crossfire. It was Imorin who shut him down, who meleeed him first and then tapped him through that shield.
Oh, right.
Through that wall, hole in the wall.
Right.
But nonetheless, Shabs, I'm not too sure whether a pick of Blitz on Coastline was a good idea. It was certainly would have worked on Consulate with so many just narrow doorways and hallways. And for this map, I don't think that was the brightest idea, but we'll see. Maybe they got something up their sleeve hidden.
I'm excited. I mean, hopefully we get to see something new from Atletico. You know, I mean, they're obviously not going to show everything, especially with Pro League qualifiers coming up. I'm not sure whether Atletico qualifies. Meanwhile, as I'm talking, Shabs gets the first blitz kill.
Talking about the
Neophyte.
blitz
Is he gonna
rush.
go for a second? Oh, well done. God Legion comes up from the other side. Good coordination, pinches Imorin, and that is another one of the defenders gone.
That's actually quite a big kill as well, because Imorin has been showing quite some good performance, and I don't think Atletico did expect that rush. Ooh, Shab's also missing just by a centimeter those headshots onto Mira, and now we'll be trying to challenge at least two defenders, but to no success just yet. There's the C4s at least baited out.
Oof, he should not be shot.
Oh my goodness, what is happening? Silex will be taken out by Shabs, but the Total will be finally shutting him down without taking a whole lot of damage, and Derby picks up a headshot on Vast, getting closer and closer to evening out the score. Now a 2v3, but Derby is tagged up quite some heavily. Yeah, Diffuser is down. Derby on 1 health, Total on 100. He will need to do most of the work as... Oh my goodness! Total, what are you doing? But never mind.
What did he have for breakfast?
I don't know. That was a quality energy drink he had, or whatever. Quality aimbot as well. But never mind. Broods will be shutting down Derby, and that is round 5. A second round going into the hands of SYF after them getting stomped by Atletico within 2 or 3 rounds.
Wow, this is turning out to be quite the highlight reel, I have to say. That round, fantastic kills from Shabs and Todd, but unfortunately not enough to keep Atletico in it for that round. 3-2, they still have the lead, and Penthouse Theater coming out as a defense from SYF. They're still going to try to force it out.
Yeah. Now, for
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
For
by
SYF
attackers.
now, they will need to play either very aggressively to catch Atletico off guard, and they will need to go for the really unorthodox angles, because Atletico do seem to have nailed down the pre-fires onto just the generic angles, and for SYF we did see how it worked out for them with Blitz after me criticizing it. And after having a look, we do see Neophyter and Imorin actually top fragging for Atletico. But going back to element of surprise, that's the weapon for SYF at this very moment. They can't seem to outgun their opponents, but if they can sort out the element of surprise, they will be able to win.
Hopefully win they do. Because it will be very disheartening if they do not. Obviously, saying the obvious right there. Imorin moving in through the blue bar, takes down the camera, got his Jackal ability active, the Inox, doesn't see any footprints.
I don't think he does see any of them just yet, as he continues to just march through the whole ground floor, and now will be joining himself on the second floor to find out if there are any roamers in the hallway and in the VIP, which there are.
Previously, I think it was God Legion playing, I think, the exact same spot as he did, and he almost got away with playing that angle.
Yeah, but he did not. He tried to play like extra safe, and that cost him his life. If he would have picked the Jackal at the right moment before he went prone, that would have been the kill for him.
Correct. So he has the idea. Oops. Phoenix goes down. Neophyter body shots. Oh, TFC in the barrel. Surely Neophyter saw the barrel.
I think he did see that barrel. There's the
grenade.
grenade.
Come out right after the ADS
Kobe?
gets burned.
Oh,
Neophyter.
yes.
So smartly played.
That
well
was
done. I love that.
That was way too satifying to witness.
Definitely, man.
You could just see
when
the...
you had that drone game, that smart play, burning the ADS, and it all comes together with a kill. Oof.
Yeah, that was nicely played. Nonetheless, Atletico are just about. Oh my god! What?
Fighter.
What? Neo, most files, please, my friend. That was just absolutely nutty. What was that? Either way, Atletico scoring yet another shot onto another SYF player, and Shabs will get taken out by Todd from, I believe, the window. No, from the hatch, and all up to Fast now to try to deny the plan, but he's all out of the gas grenades. He will get pressurized from at least 3 angles, but
Neo 4K.
Neo with a 4K busting out and getting to 11 kills now, and that was just an amazing play, very nicely calculated,
Neo,
and just
where's your
well
mouse
done.
files, please?
That last kill was also like that. How? What? When? How? And why?
How is he getting these kills? He's insane. He's fragging out crazily on this match, and there we go. 4-2 match point, serious point. That round was all Neo Fighter.
Definitely, and it does actually remind me of as a throwback to the first ANZ Cup that was done in July last year, where Neo Fighter was just absolutely nutty. He was the top fragger for Atletico, and he was pretty much carrying the whole team, frags wise. And there was a very funny picture that I saw on Twitter where it was a pretty much like a horse with a carriage, and a horse having the Neo Fighter's name on it, with the rest of Atletico just on the carriage.
Definitely dragging his team in search for the victory, and same here.
Yeah, and it does look even their roster switch with getting Derpy, and does seem to work out quite well, as the chemistry is there. The chemistry is there, and just as I started to talk about chemistry, Derpy just can't even put the mirror window, unfortunately, in Hooker to attempt to defend it.
So the way Atletico places the mirror window and the way SYF places the mirror windows is literally the opposite. So we have Atletico placing the window from B facing into A, and SYF was doing it A facing into B.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are definitely not mirror windows that I have seen before, but it's clearly something that teams in ANZ use.
Definitely that, and we will be seeing now Shabs making his way over to the aquarium to try to go for that same blitz push.
Supreme.
Sorry?
Another Shabs Supreme.
Oh yeah, another Shabs Supreme potentially, but this time it does look like he will be used to try to sort out the roaming problem that Atletico currently have with SYF have with Silex already taken that pretty heavily from I'm not too sure which firefight, but
I think
Cynics,
that's one roamer. Is that it?
I think
no,
that
it's
is
not even a roamer.
he just backed out, I think, but we will be seeing Cynics and Shabs duo moving up through the hallways towards the theater. Never mind, they actually pushed back to the aquarium. Shabs soaking up one of the Ela charges, just about to be ready to hit some more. Never mind, he will be actually going for the plan as well. He does know that there's somebody looking through the mirror window, but just the one wrong move, and that costs him the head, as Derpy will be taking him out. 4v5 with a very silly mistake and a loss of a shield, who could have potentially made quite a substantial progress, but with the match point as well, it does seem yeah, that's a good save as well from Todd, as those X-Kairos pellets will be gotten rid of, and it seems like SYF are quite lost with how to approach this. It seems that it may just come crumbling down, or the last 27 seconds could be the way to go. But never mind, there's the trade. Vast picks up a kill on Neofighter, and Derpy trades out Cynics, pardon me. 3v4.
What would you... Why would you charge the mirror window?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what was the idea behind it, but Faust picks up a nice kill on Imoren, tries to go for the pre-fire onto Mira, but he will get the ticking damage. 3 seconds on the clock, something needs to happen. Faust gets another kill, but defenders will be securing the kill. GG's coming out from Atletico, and SYF as Atletico get the win in a 2-1 in a best of 3 series. Very well played, as we will be witnessing that.
Very scrappy final round, though. I mean, when it came to it, the push, it was all chaos. You had frags and counter frags, and God leaning that he could not plant. So, too bad for him. I was wondering why the plant wasn't going down while Vast was on the other bomb side and taking down anyone who crossed his path. But unfortunate for God Legion. And Atletico win 2-1. I have to say, this is what I predicted at the start. You know, before I saw everything, saw how this match was being played. I thought it was gonna be, we're gonna have Atletico take the first map, Consulate, with that 4-1 lead. They threw it a bit, but they came back strong on Cafe and Coastline. I liked what I saw from Atletico, but they have a lot of stuff to fix, especially their dogged determination to push one attack across multiple rounds, and having, and this is a problem with SYF as well, and having no recourse once one of those pieces in that plan falls out.
Yeah, definitely, and but nonetheless, well played by both teams, and SYF still showed a substantial amount of resistance against Atletico, but unfortunately that won't be the case for them, as we will be moving on soon towards a game between ViewSonic Darksided and Taboo. Two actually pretty big teams, as back at the start of the Pro League, both of those rosters have been pretty much the dominant ones up until Mindfreak got up and running. My name is the Russian Cthulhu. I am joined by Infian Ewok, and we will see you in a bit after a quick musical pause. Stay tuned.
hours till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. from beneath the sand.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to match number 2 of Playday 5 of ANZ Cup. I am today joined by Invin Ewok. Invin, how are you doing?
Good, and that was a very great match before this one between Atletico and SYF, and I hope this one will be even better.
Oh yeah, definitely. We are seeing two of the ANZ Giants currently fighting it out on Consulate as being the first map and the pick of ViewSonic Darksided, and they will be versing Taboo. Now, an interesting story between ViewSonic Darksided and Taboo is that back in Pro League Season 3 of Year 2, those two teams were going toe-to-toe, and currently Taboo went a massive roster change to the point where the only person who is left out of the original Taboo roster is Crude. Now, the rest of the roster is coming from a team called E6, who were before an original Trident team. So being Joey G, Northix, and Jam. Strider came around during the E6 days, and has been so far performing quite well. We are seeing Taboo going on defense first time, and it's from Desk for their first choice for defense. And what is interesting for me is the pick of that Vigil.
Yeah, definitely. Visual, as we saw, definitely coming into the meta now. I mean, teams are figuring out how to play him. He's not like the ultimate roamer or anything like that. You just, activate your ERC and wait for the moment, and immediately, you decide whether you're gonna push up onto the attackers or are you gonna wait out, rotate again, and play it a bit smarter. So the way Vigil has been played is very interesting. I'm very excited to see how he develops further into the meta. We saw great play from him, and interesting to note that also coming to the meta is Consulate first floor becoming the default bomb site for many teams.
Definitely that, yep. And for the rosters wise, let's have a look for ViewSonic Darksiders. Today we will be seeing Nico, Cutie, Jackdad, Fletch, and Warden pop off for us within this matchup. And the three maps that we'll be seeing today is Consulate, Cafe, and Border. And this is actually pretty interesting, the sheer fact that we're already seeing a second Consulate today played out and a second Cafe, which
the same order too.
Interesting. And prediction wise, how do you think this could be working out? Because to me it feels that this is definitely going to be a 3-map game.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
There you go. Trade immediately.
There's the trade, and wow, Crude just going in just balls deep and just managing to trade out Buck actually. But and I would say this is quite a substantial. Yeah, Vigil is the first person to die, and Warden would actually be able to access those yummy cameras. To which, honestly, this is not a great way to go, because that would expose all of the Valk cams as well, allowing attackers to get a much larger insight on the defenders' fortifications.
And look at the time, it's 1 minute 14 seconds left to go. It's a 4v4 and they're still pushing in from the admin side.
Yeah, they're still pushing from the admin side, but at the same time they managed to trade out one of the roamers and allowing them to push up very, very heavily towards the objective. Warden actually will be the first.
Bathroom player.
Oh, he didn't check the bathroom, oh my goodness. But Cutie meanwhile on Blackbeard will be able to trade out Joey G for that. And we will be repelling into the meeting room as well. There's one player on exit stairs, one player down below coming up to the main spiral, where he could actually spot. Yeah, that was actually a very interesting Valk cam, and I do believe Nico might be meeting one of the roamers pretty soon.
Well, he doesn't have much time. There's only 20 seconds left to go in the round. Jack Daddy comes down to join him.
Yeah, 17 seconds.
Upstairs.
There's
still upstairs.
Yeah, Cutie's still upstairs trying to engage the defenders. Jam will be picking up a kill on Cutie, taking out that Blackbeard. But oh my goodness, Crude picks up a kill on Jack Dad and just VSDS are all out of time, meaning a win for Taboo for the first round, being the defense. And even after the potential loss and allowing the attackers to gain control of the Valk cams and the rest of the defender cams, they actually still managed to perform pretty well with a 3v4 and turning it into a 3v1. That was quite some solid effort.
A bit weirdly played by ViewSonic Darksiders right there, because you saw Cutie, they had second floor control all the way, right? And okay, he was afraid of Jam a bit. He was playing on the yellow stairs, if I recall. But if he had walked of the main office where the plant was going down, he could actually have stopped the kill onto the planter by looking through the hatch. Because if I'm not wrong, the defender came from the Visa side.
Yeah, the push through Visa would have been a much more substantial for them, but alas, that was not the case, and we will be now seeing Darksided going for the defense upstairs now as well. No, wait, not as well. Just general upstairs defense. And Nico on Castle, that's a fairly standard point for Darksided, and an interesting way to hold off the push into admin, as well as have that kind of rotation hole. Warden so far and Cutie were the only ones who scored the kills, and yeah, Taboo has showed quite some good coordination and a very ballsy plays as well, as we saw with Crude doing a massive run out and getting back into the insides with the C4 through the garage.
Interesting to see how previous round it was fragged and counter-fragged and fragged and counter-fragged before it all fell apart at the end. So let's see what we'll see on Taboo's attack. They have spotted the player over there, but I think the grenade can't hit him, and he does rotate out instead.
It barely actually touches up Fletch. It does tag him up a bit, maybe for 5 or 10 health, but it's not big enough to force him out. And Joey G actually takes up a very interesting angle from the break room window, where nobody is even contesting the break room, but I do believe there's a mirror looking into the break room from the vending machine. Ooh, Northix spotting that Valkyrie. I did see Warden, but Fletch tries to go for a retaliation, tries to peek, but he gets himself tagged up to half health, and Cutie will be going for will be getting the retaliation kill on Strider, taking out Buck once again halfway through the round. And ooh, the C4 coming out. Oh no, Joey picked it at the very wrong moment, costing him his life, as well as Fletch picking up another kill on Jam, now leaving all up to Northix and Crude to clutch this up against 5 members of Darksided.
Warden is still down, so it's pretty much a 4v2. They haven't gone for the pickup. Fletch now choosing not to go for it. And there he goes, he just finished off. But the shots rattle in from the castle playing on site. And 50 seconds left to go, and there's castle barricades in their way.
It's still no way, but there's still a rotation hole that Crude just now spots and decides to navigate through them, allowing him to just ignore fully those castle barricades. And I don't think Northix is pushed up yet, so that solo push does not look good for Crude. And 29 seconds on the clock, he needs to do something soon, but ooh, he does spot the castle, tags him up just a bit. Cutie is tagged up to 1 health. 18 seconds on the clock, 2v4.
Crude can't go for the plant here. Surely he's not being covered adequately.
Fletch, what are you doing? Fletch going for the pre-fires, just can't connect the final shots, but Jack Daddy will be finishing up that job, and Darksided taking a win. Still, it does look like it's going to be just a game of defense.
Definitely. I mean, decisive wins on defense, not really anything really close. There were frags and counter frags in the first round, but eventually I think there was a 3v1 towards the end, and here it was a 4v1 towards the end. Well done to both defense from both teams. Let's see what Taboo has to offer us. Now they're going downstairs into the garage and cafeteria.
Garage and cafeteria is indeed a quite popular, becoming a popular site to defend. And
once more, yes.
Once more, yeah.
It used to be popular, fell out of favor, and now it's trying to come back.
It certainly is making a comeback, and I'm liking this setup from Taboo. It's fairly meta, but at the same time they will be playing to their to the site. So you are seeing the Echo on Strider, you are seeing a Valkyrie on Crude, one of his trademark operators, and Northix on Bandit. There's Legion. Pretty much. You already know how the defense will be laid out. You'll have a roaming Valk with all the Valk cams, like at least 2 of them outside, 1 on the side. Echo is just ready to blast at the planner, and it's pretty much at this point it's all up to Darkseid at how they will execute it, because Taboo's defense is crystal clear. A four-man anchor with one roamer.
It's a good defense. I mean, especially on Garage, where you want to have some kind of roam, try to delay some of the time, but you're not necessarily always going for the picks upstairs. We have very good positions to hold in the garage and cafe, as well as like servers, so you don't have to roam too far from the site as well.
Yeah, you certainly can't afford to veer off too far away, but at the same time, if you do manage to pull off a grand flank, that you will be rewarded.
Crude, like we saw from Roots.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Crude is just about to cycling through all of his cams, whereas Cutie is just about to go and try to go for the push. I mean, Crude actually picks up a kill on Fletch, so that is once again, poor Buck is just not getting any love this during this map so far.
The floor, trying to open it, and he gets taken down.
Third round in a row, and Buck from both teams is getting taken out like as the first kill of the round.
Yeah, I mean, especially on Garage attack, you would like to have Buck in piano, opening up the floor, giving lots of sight lines down, so you can stop the bandit trick, and you can see, okay, the wall has been opened up, I do believe. Oh no, it hasn't, because they only have the Hibana.
The hatches were open though, so that should provide a very good and a very wide angle for the attackers to peek at the defenders, but that probably won't be enough, as Warden will be the first person to go for the peaks, as the first logic bomb will be going off, and straight away he walks into the Legion mine, stopping his push straight away. Cutie,
one more.
Another one. Somebody called DJ Khaled here. Hit another one, and another one. Cutie and Warden just don't get any love, but Warden gets retaliation onto Jam for all those goo mines. Stepping into another one. What? Count it up. Final. Come on. There's the kill by Jack Daddy onto Strider, and Nortex will be retaliating with Joey G with getting a kill each. Joey G actually picks up another kill onto Jack Daddy in 3v1. Never mind, make it a 3v0, as Crude will be finishing the job off, taking down Warden, who was playing on.
Warden was on he was in another goo mine as he tried to make the final push on the site. He couldn't sprint.
Yeah, that. How many goo mines did I think they activated all 7 of them? I'm pretty sure that was all of them.
There are 8 now, actually.
8.
Yeah, since the buff. I'm not sure whether Jam got his 8th one off though, but 7 I think were activated, and that was just absolute annoyance, frustration for the attackers, because you're setting up for a push. You're like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go here, hold this angle and kill this guy, and you try to move quickly, and suddenly boom, the attackers know where you are, and you're taking damage. You're in an exposed position, you can't even pull it out safely. You want to go back to a fortified position, you have to waste time, and that is so much frustrating. It's not just the physical aspect in the game, it's also the mental aspect, how it affects the players.
Oh yeah, definitely. It does break your pace as well, and it's just way too many factors affecting here. But yeah, definitely it's the pulling out factor that does matter, and it does give a sound cue as well to the defenders, so whoever is around the area will get the cue, and it will be an easy peek straight away. Nonetheless, Warden will now be playing on Valkyrie, which is kind of a standardized thing. The rest of the lineup is pretty much the same, apart from Nico now switching over to Ella rather than Castle. And maybe this time it will work out better for them. Let's hope that poor Buck will get a bit more love this time and not get taken out the first way.
This is the first floor attack, so Buck is useful, but he's not imperative here on this attack. Yes, you like that soft wall destruction potential, but if you lose him, it's not a the end of the world, and Jam running the AUG. Interesting. Most players preferring the, but clearly Jam likes the AUG.
Yep. Org is certainly seeming to be the way to go, but I do believe that Org does slightly more damage, so maybe that could be the reason why. But
Yeah.
Joey G,
Higher recoil, if you can control it. I mean,
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
why not? Go for it.
it's a god gun when if you can control recoil. Even in burst, it's actually pretty good.
Yep. Talking about recoils, the Buck C8 recently got a nerf, so a lot of people are returning to the ACOG on it. Last time you only used to see it with the hollow. So I like that, bringing the Buck back into more popular play, even on the lower levels, not just at the pro levels.
I mean, I'm still sitting on my fuse maining, even and I'm still waiting for the shield fix instead of a blitz buff, because out of all the operators, you can argue for as long as you want, but Fuse is the thickest of them all. Not even L and not even IQ. Fuse is thick, but meanwhile Fletch will be securing the C4 kill on Joey G, taking out Ying. So that kind of element of surprise and pushing, that will be gone.
So let's see whether Taboo can respond. Just now you saw both teams, SYF and Athletico, they were not really having a backup plan, a secondary. Oh, fantastic frag grenade to
nice.
trade back onto Jack Daddy. But yeah, as I was saying, they didn't really have a plan once their main focus of attack fell apart. Let's see what the Taboo do.
Yeah, Taboo seems to, I don't know, 30 seconds on the clock, and never mind, Warden just will be picking out Northex, and but Jam will be actually trading out Fletch, so that's minus Bandit and Jaeger now. But there's still a whole lot of fragging potential from Darksided, and as well as Taboo. Never mind, there we go, there's a double kill coming in from Jam and Crude, taking out Nico and Warden. Now all out to Cutie, the 3 armor operator, as he does get the drop on them, and he will need to.
Oh
Wow!
Cutie 1v3.
Oh wow!
Fantastic! My
Cutie.
God, I did not think he was gonna do it.
That was nice. And what's funny is that he ran out of bullets on his Vector at just the right moment. Like, he managed to down one of the planner, and then hit with the shotgun. And that worked out for him way better. Like, I'm honestly, I'm not too sure why did Jackal come into the bathroom with his side turned? Like, why? Peek every corner. Like, you still have a couple of seconds. You could enter the bathroom easily, but yeah, man, that worked out really well for Cutie, and well done to the guy.
Wasn't very well hidden as well. His positioning wasn't that good, but the Jackal simply walked right into the line of fire of the shotgun, and boom, boom, down he goes. 1v3 clutch.
Yeah, 1v3 clutch was quite amazing.
Well done to Curie. I thought this was going to be 3-1 in favor of Taboo.
Yeah, and looking at the scores, we are seeing Crude sitting on 6 kills, Jam on 4, Northex Joey with 2 each, and Strider on 1 kill. Whereas for ViewSonic Darksided, we are seeing Fletch currently on the top of the leaderboard, and Nico, I believe, still sitting on that sweet, yummy chocolate donut. Actually, donuts. I've recently I went to Dunkin' Donuts. Actually revived my love for them, so
yeah. I mean, donuts are pretty fantastic, except they're pretty expensive in Singapore here, so I try to stay away from spending too much on them, but because once I start, I'll go on like a month-long spree of eating donuts.
Lol. And just buy like a homemade sprinkle, just sow yourself out with all the sweet stuff. But returning back to the game, half a minute half a minute gone.
Oh, look at this hole. Look at the bathroom floor has been opened up. So if Fletch rappels in, they're gonna have lots of angles. And Fletch is like, okay, you want an angle? I'll give you an angle.
Yeah, he will use his, I believe, second drone to try to drone out and see if there's anyone holding an angle from the exit stairs. And I don't think Darksided know it just yet.
What exactly is Jack Daddy waiting for? Does he suspect a run out? That's why he's so far back. No, he's come up closer to the courtyard now. so he's playing cautiously. I guess they are either, have practiced Taboo before and know that they do these runouts or seen their VODs and are expecting it. AGS will eat Fletcher's last frag grenade. Shame that they didn't clear it out. And okay, there is a run out. And Northix, so very well predicted by Jack Daddy, but they can't get the kill on Northix.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
look at that, it's a vault cam.
That is naughty. That is something.
So much information.
Bomb located by attackers.
This could end really badly for ViewSonic Darksided right here.
Yeah, for ViewSonic Darksided, they just need to keep holding their angle. I'm not too sure what was that usage of the Hibana charges, but nonetheless, Northix roaming at the very bottom. Now that is weird, but at the same time, if he does get the flank, he can get it. Warden is just about to be ready to peek Joey G, who's just delaying the whole plant. Oh boy, yep, Warden, you just stepped into a whole lot of problem. No, Joey decided to try to rush Fletch, who just needed that, allowing him to secure that kill on him. And there's the pushes just starting in. So I'm surprised that Nico is still downstairs on the ground floor, and Crude will be actually picking up a kill from what I believe below, whereas Warden will be picking up a kill on Jam. Northix trading out, and the C4 from Strider with a very nicely timed and waited out. Now all up to Nico and Fletch, with Fletch down I believe now, and Nico will need to get the kills, but he'll be going for the AWP save. Round 5 going into the hands of Taboo, still on that donuts.
Came very close to taking out the mirror. Could hear the phone ringing, but too bad. Bad positioning, and he was interesting to see how they're throwing those. So he was on the first floor outside the building, and he was sending them in all the way. And I don't think he got those placements just right because of that.
Yeah, it did look odd, to say at the very least, but nonetheless. We will be seeing Consul Office once again from Darksided, and so far 7 kills I believe on Crude from Taboo as he continues his just spree of and his roaming rampage. But
Cutie back on that mirror.
Yeah, Cutie on that mirror was an amazing clutch. I'll have to give him that.
That round was tactically clearly won by Taboo. They got everything right, got the frags that they needed, everything in position. Just that in the final few seconds, they could not deal with that rampaging mirror.
Now, Darksided setting up for pretty much the same setup that they had before, and Warden playing, well, pretty much everyone playing on the same operators, except for now Jam switching over to Twitch, which could be quite interesting, as after the Twitch nerf, Twitch saw quite a decrease in pick rate since she switched from that kind of harassing operator to something a bit different. Oh, Warden is just... Oh,
if he goes for the C4, he will get it.
He won't be getting that C4 with now just needing to patiently hold that angle, as it pretty much cuts off one of the angles to peek from for Taboo, which could mean quite a lot. At least 2 members of Taboo did get distracted on trying to look for that Valk cam, but nothing just yet, and that will be a peek through the west window. Yeah, and 2 minutes so far, not a single kill, and attackers are still outside of the building, which shows that Darksided so far are being quite successful in their just holding game. Just pause the attack as much as possible. Warden nearly runs into the bullets of Hibana, played by I believe Northix. And it's just, I believe that the power of the potato compelled him and saved him from his own demise.
Yeah, I'm surprised Northix didn't get the kill. He was holding a very nice angle, and it's a common kill spot. Still Northix, maybe he was looking away or something. And
Yeah.
what an escape from his life. Oh,
Strider
Strider gonna go for this run?
Strider might be going
Oh,
for the athletic jump that we witnessed during the yet again season 3 qualifiers for season 3
Was
year 2
popularized
pro league.
in, I think, season 2, and Strider.
Strider,
he gets
nice
killed.
angle,
Oh, wow.
actually very nicely
My
played,
God.
and that could be actually a very
Yes.
nice angle to play from, as well as holding the angle into the piano room. If you pop open all that flooring, oh boy.
Is he gonna try it? No, you
And
can't do
goodbye,
it,
Strider.
Strider. We have seen this tried in the other regions. If I'm not wrong, one of the Americans, they tried the same thing after seeing the Brazilians do it.
Same thing happened with during the I believe it was during the ANZ Cup actually, where Atletico
No,
tried to
in the
drop.
APAC.
Oh yeah,
In
APAC Pro
APAC
League.
LAN as well.
Yeah, APAC Pro League. That happened as Crude manages to pick up a headshot on Jack Dad, but Fletch will be retaliating with a headshot on Crude. Joey G takes out Fletch, and oh my God, Nico just busts in with guns rolling, guns blazing. Cutie picks up the C4 kill on Northix.
Still doesn't get a kill.
Still doesn't
Now
get a
he
kill.
does.
Nico finally picks up the kill, gets off the donut, and Joey G needs to do something, but there's nothing to do as Cutie is just ready to already there and just ready to shoot. That was. I liked how confident Nico's push through his castle barricade, prepped castle barricade,
Only
was.
to get his kill stolen by the C4.
Yeah, only to get his kill stolen by the C4, but still well done. And Darksided now even out the score 3-3.
Yeah, this is absolutely back and forth.
This is back and forth, definitely, and Taboo are showing that they're still within the game. They're still ready to kick some ass, and they're still in the shape. The old trio from Trident still has the powder, and they're still ready to keep rolling. Now Taboo is opting for a hold at the front desk. Ewok, tell us through how do you reckon this could go?
Well, it's been defense all the way, has it not? I don't think attackers have won a single round, have they?
I don't think so, no. So it's pretty much just a game of defense.
Taboo almost did. But QT stopped that. So it has been defense all the way, and this is a very standard hold. So for those of you who are new to the game, who want to understand how this hold works, so you may think that this is a first floor bomb site. It's so close to the outside door, and it's so exposed, and oh my God, they can just rush the plant. But no, you see where they're holding. They're holding it from the second floor, and once you open up the floor on the second floor, you can look down actually quite far, almost onto the steps of the outside balcony on the first floor, and you can shoot anyone who tries to rush in to plant. And there's a hatch as well for you to drop down in case that's not enough. So it's actually a very, very tough site to take. You can't just rush in and take it. I know Ying and Glass meta has made it easier for those of you who are more in the know. It has definitely made it easier with the disruption, and as well as Glass covering with his banana vision. But it's still very difficult for you to, just rush right in. We saw in the previous matchup, Atletico try that, and I think
Yeah, they failed it miserably.
try that too.
It does certainly look like it, and it looks like they will be potentially rushing in and just trying to go for it, but without the backup. With the backup, because the grenades will be coming out, and Fletch is just about to try to dish out or at least pause the roamers and prevent them from holding the angles from below. He does manage to pick up.
Fletch gets the kill upstairs.
Yeah, there's the utility coming out, and there's the plant by Jack Dad as the C4s do come out, but not enough to take him out. Another
How did he
C4
survive that?
as Jack Dad is just was worn in a coat as he manages to dodge that bullet, that explosion as well. But he's finally gonna get taken out by Strider. And now a 4v4 situation. Hibana's taken out, but mainly all of the... Oh wow. What a play. What a round. But finally, Jam manages to trade out 2v3, slowly evening it out. Strider and Jam left to clutch this up against Warden, Fletch, and Cutie. But never mind, Cutie just makes it just a Jam clutch. But Warden we'll get that headshot as well. That is another round. No, wait. You starting Darksided? In a lead. So, for them...
And first time attackers
First
going
time,
ahead.
yeah.
And you see, what I was talking about, the second floor hold, the reason why the attackers were able to rush in, even with the Ying glares, you can stop the rush in.
Yeah,
the
but-
reason they couldn't was because the buck upstairs, he got the kill, and then the other person who was playing in the connector on the second floor had to, be careful. He can't just peek the hole while the buck is being so aggressive.
Yeah. And I would like to also point out that you don't need to be overly aggressive with your push towards the second floor. Like how Fletch held his angle on the balcony was pretty much just enough to pause the roamers from trying to prevent that plan. So that was just what they needed.
Yeah, definitely. Very smart play from him.
Very, very nicely played. Indeed. And now for Darksided, they just need one more round to win. For Taboo, they just need one more round to go into overtime and stay in this map. Even though...
Was this Darksided's pick?
That is indeed a Darksided's pick. So this is a very close game. And if Darksided won't show up on Cafe, that will be a major issue for them. But I did witness them play on Cafe as well, and I do believe they would have a interesting hold for Cafe prep for us if that's the one that I'm thinking about.
5 seconds remaining.
Right. Let's see how we're gonna have Darksided hold this bomb site, same bomb site. So they're gonna have the same hold. There's not really much of a variation you can have. You need that second floor hold 100%.
Definitely.
But the way you're gonna have the rotations, that is where the differences come out in this hold. And I think someone's aggressing onto the yellow stairs almost would have got Joey G if he decided to rappel up.
And I am seeing on Joey him picking the MK17 rather than the DMR, which was recently I'd say
Made
buffed up
very
with
popular.
made very popular in regards to the recoil, as well as it is able to dish out a decent amount of damage with
That's
that
about
20 round
70
mag.
damage per shot.
Yeah. So
And of course, we saw Bosco in the qualifiers and Aces in the qualifiers and at the Invitational going absolute ham with the SR25. So obviously people watched it and they're like, hey, I wish I can do that. And they tried it. But Joey G doing his own thing. Good for him.
yeah, he's still sitting on that same AR kind of meta. But nonetheless, Jan is actually going for a very ballsy push from the Visa. Not
Ooh,
trying
and
to
there you
spot
go.
anyone, but he will get taken out by Jack Dab from the bathroom corridor, actually. So a fairly long angle as well. Now Joey up next, trying to challenge that same angle, but he turns around just at the wrong moment. Nearly takes out fucking Crude. And Crude will try to get into a firefight with Bandit, but no, wait, that was Cutie. That was Cutie who he tried to challenge,
potato
and
from Strider.
never mind. Strider just decides to potato it and will get taken down by Warden from above from the spiral stairs. Northix tries to get into a firefight with Ella, but
Potatoes flying
just
out.
more potatoes. Somebody get the mashed potato, or at least start brewing vodka. I'm actually
yes.
all out of that supply as well.
1 minute left to go. It's a 1v4 situation. If he does pull this off with less than 50 HP, this will definitely trump Cutie's clutch.
Oh yeah, if he will be able to secure a 1v4, that will be something. With 45 seconds, that's still kinda doable.
But I don't think he knows. Oh, he sees.
Oh,
well done.
nice flick. But never mind.
But
Warden is already.
upstairs.
Yeah, Warden's on the case, and Darksided take their map with a 5-3 win.
Yeah, good finish from them. Initially, it looked like Taboo were matching up to them, but Darksided like, guys, please, this is our map. Let us have this.
Yeah.
Took it with force.
Yeah, they took it with force and managed to just work it out really nicely. Now we will be moving on to map 2, being Cafe Dostoevsky. Cafe Dostoevsky is a pick of Taboo, and I'm kinda curious how this will be played out, if Taboo will be able to retaliate or not. Because they do seem to have their roaming game working. Crude has been doing some impeccable amount of work for his team roaming wise on Valkyrie, and just doing his own aggressive plays. But at the same time, with how Darksided has played out so far, I'm still thinking that this will be Darksided's game as well, and this could be actually a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, Cafe is obviously played so much in ANZ. In the entirety of APAC, actually, everyone plays Cafe, and we have seen some good Cafe, you know, from the best, from Evil Geniuses, from Penta, from, you know, Rogue, and we have seen that, and teams are definitely going to have to have watched that, and they'll probably try to incorporate some of those, you know, better tactics into their Cafe play, and it'll be very interesting to see how the ANZ and APAC Cafe is going to shift. It's a very, very commonly played map. I do like watching it, even though it is a bit of an annoyance to play. You have those choke points all the time. But if you can play it smartly, especially now with Yin Glass opening up that, you know, the skylight drop from onto the third floor, that has opened up new avenues for the attackers. And Cafe has changed quite a bit.
Yeah. Definitely that. And now I do like to point out how from Darksided we've seen pretty much all of the players have managed to pop out except for Nico, but I do feel that Nico was playing primarily the it does seem to me that Nico is more of a support player rather than the fragger.
Yeah,
but
he has been playing the castle on defense and you know, even on attack. I think he was playing Hibana.
Yeah, yes, he was. But yeah, he still did a substantial amount of help for his team. But I'm curious whether there will be a shift in power for the next map, as we will be transitioning straight away to it, with now ViewSonic Darksided going on defense, I believe.
So, Bomb, Cafe, Daylight, standard Pro League rules coming out here. Good map, very often seen in all regions, especially in APAC. And Joey, you see immediately going on to the Ying, Northix on the Hibana. They are very comfortable in their roles there. This time is Strider taking the IQ, not Jam. Crew debating on the Thermite. No. Joey goes on to the Blackbeard, and Crew takes the Ying. Twitch coming out from Jam. Another Elite Skin, Warden on the Pulse, Fletch on the Bandit, and there you have a Vigil, Mira, and Jaeger to complete the defensive lineup.
Crikey. That's an absolutely nice pick, but at the same time I'm kinda questioning the pick of Vigil for this, especially for the bar hold. The bar hold usually would involve, like, I would personally go for a Valkyrie pick, but I'm not too sure
how Vigil will influence. Correct. I'm not too sure how Vigil will influence this round. I mean, the way I can think of it, he's just gonna make the initial push into sight very problematic, as the attackers won't exactly know where he is. But once the push starts forming up, once they get into Cigar and everything, after that point, I don't think it'll really matter whether the Vigil is a Vigil or another operator.
Yeah. Now, for the pick of the attackers, we are seeing pretty much the same choice, and Taboo seem to just go for pretty much their own standardized kind of play. Northix.
Strider seeing the
Ooh,
pulse.
Strider. No, that's not the pulse. I think that is. Ah, yeah, that is the pulse. That is the pulse. My bad. As I was just about to say, maybe that could be Vigil. Actually, he does see the Vigil as well.
Joey's going to go for the shots.
Oh boy, Joey's getting like extremely close to Pulse, but Pulse decides to fall back. And I do believe, yep, Strider does see Vigil as well, who will be attempting to go for the pre-fires onto Joey as well. And so far, a minute on the clock. They just made it over to the roof, which is kinda bad, because usually you would have.
Yeah, they're actually getting really caught up with, you know, this pulse or this Vigil, and the IQs. The Consulate must have been, probably is on team comes like, hey guys, the Vigil's here, the pulse is here. Joey, try get him. And they are, you know, they're so focused on clearing that out that they wasted 1.5 minutes, and only now is the cigar wall getting moved.
I mean, if those would have been the call-outs like exactly like that, I'd be actually questioning their positioning in Pro League. But
I mean, it does happen. It happens to the best of teams. I mean, nothing against Taboo, but sometimes you really, you know, get, you know, tunnel vision into focusing. You know, say, oh, that guy's a C4. We need to take down the C4. Like, you know, before the thing, you're like, okay, pulse. They like to bring a pulse, so we have to take down the C4. Make sure no one C4s us from below. And you spot the pulse. You're like, oh, we can actually get him right now. So not really knocking Taboo, but you know, it's just a bit more awareness, and they can stop that. And well done to Jam. He gets the mirror window open here. That's gonna put a crimp in Nico's positioning.
Does make a pain for him indeed, and Joey actually manages to finally find the head of Fletch on his head, and taking control of Cigar's shop straight away, which would work out quite well.
So Joey doesn't have the diffuser. He's gonna go for frags here, pushing in behind the bar counter. Ooh, the ADS eats one of the Candelas, but Joey takes down the...
And Crude will be picking up a kill on Cutie as well, but Jack Daddy will be retaliating with a pick on Crude with that Vigil SMG. Joey G getting saved by that shield, and Warden actually prevents that plant from below, but won't be able to hold it out for much longer, and the plant will be going down. 1v3 situation. It's still doable, as we did witness Cutie go for a very nice clutch. Tries to go for the shots onto what I believe Northix, but just not connecting. Can't hit those shots just yet.
And there's lots of angles for him to watch as well. There's 3 attackers. There's even one on the drone now, and Northix will finish him off with a good headshot. And we have the first round going to Taboo.
Yeah, first round going to Taboo, and it certainly did look like Darksided were a bit lost on their defense. The moment something went wrong, is just started falling apart. Jack Daddy managed to pop off a kill, but that wasn't just enough to shut down the whole aggression from Taboo.
I do like what I've seen from them, though. It was pretty nice, the defense. Just that once they lost their mirror windows, they had to push further and further into the site, and this allowed a lot of control for the attackers. Attackers moved in, and once that happened, it was almost inevitable.
Yeah. Now, we are seeing Taboo going on the same side, with a pick of the Valkyrie. That's what I mentioned before, but this time Jam will be playing on Castle. I'm actually quite curious how this will be used up in addition with Strata being on Mirror.
We'll have to see as the round plays out. Castle is obviously he's not a niche pick. I mean, he's somewhat of a niche pick, but not as much as, you know, some other operators, and he's been seeing a lot of more play in, even, you know, in the semi-pro and ranked level, so that is encouraging. Ubi does still want to buff him, saying that the pick rate isn't good enough, but you know, in the right hands, Castle is a superbly powerful operator when you can funnel the attackers into a certain path you want to take, or you know, just block off sight lines like, you know, Jam has done here. That is actually very powerful and can definitely win or lose rounds.
Yeah. Now a pick of Dokkaebi is actually coming out from Darksided this time as well. What's interesting is that it does seem that Darksided are trying to work out on how to counter Crude, because Dokkaebi's ability to get the access to those Valk cams as well as the standard defender cams, on paper it's quite useful, but at the same time, if the Valk cams are positioned right, pretty much you can get outplayed by Valkyrie, and you won't be able to properly use those cams at all, as they will be showing only one angle that will be completely useless to the attackers, but very substantial for the defenders.
Oh, run out somewhere. Is that at the red stairs? No, it's Northix running out from the east entrance. Doesn't see anyone.
I don't think, the drone spotted anyone. There's still 2 roamers downstairs, being what I believe, I think it's Crude and Northix maybe?
Yeah, probably Northix. And we see the Dokkaebi. He's trying to clear from the red hallway. He's already inside, as you can see the silhouette move. Goes into reading room now.
Goes into reading indeed, and he could actually make quite a big of a play with that C4.
Oh, he's not even at the stairs.
Warden is actually on the case and using those logic bombs to try to bust out the roamers. Meanwhile, the smoke charges will be coming out as well, and the plant actually happens, but Joey G just doesn't make it in time to stop it. Warden and Jack Daddy picks up a kill each, making it a 3-4 with Ying now down, but most of the utility has been used up from her, so utility wise it's not that much of an issue. Cutie covering from above,
the skylight.
and Jack Daddy is at the bar. Jam tries to get a peek from the cigar lounge, but will get shut down by Jack Daddy. Cutie will get a kill. Krug will get a kill on Warden, but the prone shot from Jack Daddy will be solving the problem. And Jack Daddy, what are you doing? Gets another drop onto Crude, and that is round 2 going in now into the hands of Darksided, and it does look like this will be a game of defense once again.
Yeah, interesting. Both teams on both maps starting out defense. Hopefully, we have someone winning the attack now. VSDS will certainly be hoping it will not be Taboo. They'll be waiting for their turn, and they're going back to the 3rd floor bar cocktail lounge. Interesting from them. Oh wait, there was an attack win. VSDS, I think. No, there was? No, there was not.
No,
it was a Taboo attack win. It was a Taboo attack win.
A game of attack then. Games of attack, pardon me. Jack Daddy once again coming out with a vigil with the Boss G. So this should be quite exciting as well.
Meme cannon.
Yeah,
let's go.
The meme cannon itself is coming out. As for Taboo, will be pretty much the same setup, the same roster pick, and it's pretty much all up to whether they will be able to get through the defenses that Darksided put up, or will they fail?
So the Boss G isn't that unpopular, at least in the ANZ Cup, because I remember a few kills actually with it when I was casting or watching it. So it's definitely not impossible to get killed with, but you have to, you have to really play it very smart and hope the opponent makes at least a minor mistake.
Yeah. And it don't seem to me that this point this will be the same push from Taboo, so pop up a hatch, try to push into cigar lounge, cigar shop, try to get an angle from there and work your way. Never mind, there's wow, very nicely played by Cutie with the very nicely timed C4 as well. I do believe that might have been, no, none of the cameras were in there, so it's just good listening in.
Game sense, yeah.
Yeah, game sense.
And you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of, I think, Rogue against Mind Freak. They were doing this exact thing except on border.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Slash,
that's right.
Slash is waiting for the hatch to be open, and the moment it gets open, up flies the C4, and there's a kill. So very good game sense. I like that from VSDS. They clearly have been learning from their Mind Freak game.
Yeah. He was saying Northix actually starting to bust through the cigar lounge wall, where actually one of the mirror windows will get popped as well, allowing Blackbeard, I think, to keep peeking through.
Yeah, the benefit of this mirror is that you can lose the mirror up ahead, but the second mirror at the back, it still gives you a nice long angle all the way into cigar as well as onto the bomb site.
Yeah. Now, Joey needs to go for those peaks. He does spot that long angle, which prevent him from pushing that far away. So the next, only option at this point, with 53 seconds on the clock, is to push through cigar shop. But over there, they already have at least 3 defenders just watching that angle, and Nico will be the very first point of response to that attack.
Are we gonna see a smoke flash candela plant? Well, Crude is definitely setting up to do just that. Is he gonna vault right through? The floor below him has been opened up. Strider goes down.
Strider and Joey are already on the plant, and the kill, the second kill will be picked up by Northix on Fletch, but Cutie will be trading out Strider straight away. Crude getting a kill on Warden, but Nico will be taking out Crude straight away. And Crude Cutie picking up another double kill actually on Northix and Joey J, and shutting down that offense as well, giving Darksided an advantage in score. Round 4, and currently a 2-1 in favor of Darksided.
And 2 rounds in a row for Darksided, and I did not expect. Actually, when the push started shaping up, I thought, okay, Taboo got this, because Strider jumped down and he didn't go for the default plant spot where the smoke came out. However, Cutie was there, he was aware, and I think that was a 3k round or 4k round from Cutie. Well done to him once more.
Oh yeah, Cutie has been doing very well during this whole matchup.
That too on Mira. On a pretty much an anchor operator, getting so many frags. Well done.
Very nicely played by Darksided, certainly, and a bit of a sloppy performance from Taboo, as they did have the advantage. They 2 of the operators were already on the plant, and they were utilizing those same peak holes that Darksided created, but that was unfortunately not the case for them, and this didn't end up working out too well for them. Now, same hold, bar and cocktail lounge, and I don't yet at least see anything too specific. Like, Jam used 2 of his castle barricades to close down the south windows, to allow Mira to keep holding the angle. But never mind, that's going to be fixed just about now with Jack Daddy opening up those castle barricades, allowing Fletch now to
he's not opened them yet. He's just waiting for the buck of Fletch to go all the way up top, then he'll open it so that he doesn't get shot from the windows. Smart from him.
Oh yeah, that's actually
almost gets the kill onto Crew. Definitely has seen. No, he has not. How did he not see?
One of the main roamers and the main aggressor for Taboo has been just taken out, and fairly early into the round. That is quite an achievement at this point. Nico will be trying to get a peek from the skylight of the air conditioning unit. I don't think he can find it just yet. There's the cooked grenade.
No, he sent it too far.
He will be throwing it just too far, allowing Castle to fall back. And what is this potato? What is that? Fletch, come on, mate. Finally, he does find at least the mirror window and popping it open to allow the further push for his teammates, as well as Nico now getting full access to those yummy Valk cams. Shout out to Ampli once again.
Well, Hopefully, Fletch has some gravy for me to go with those potatoes.
Drone activated.
But he has taken a bit of damage, and they still have the man advantage. So missing those kills, not terrible, but he should have got them. And not that he's gonna go away scot-free, and Jam's back in the same place. And I don't think Fletcher is on the rappel anymore.
Problem for Jam
So missed
is
opportunity.
if he continues to hold this angle, it will be quite a pain for him because Fletcher's already on the case, and oof. Okay,
Oh, that rotation! I don't think Jack Daddy saw. Sorry, I don't think Fletch saw.
I think he did, but he wasn't just quick enough to react. But he will be seeing the long angles, and I think Warden actually sees the
Warden
legs. He saw the legs,
With a
and he
mark for him.
nicely done. Yeah, the DMR will be doing the work. Now that Northex revealed his position, he will be needing to go for the peak, but he manages to pick up a kill. Stratton finally gets the kill on Nico as well, making it a 3-2. 17 seconds on the clock, and the plant will be coming out from Jagdad as Cutie manages to actually cover him, and the plant will be going down 2-2. And Cutie is performing absolutely amazingly throughout this whole series, and now all up to Jam and Northex to try to clutch this out. A Castle and a Jaeger versus Capital and Mbana. Certainly looks in favor of the attackers.
Yeah, Northex was below, but and Jack Daddy didn't plant on some special spot, but he was still unable to deny that plant from happening. Almost tries to get the shot onto Cutie, but Cutie, he's on fire today, and he takes down Jam. Down goes the Castle, and that is VSDS going up 3 rounds to 1.
3 rounds to 1 indeed, and it does look like a very confident play by ViewSonic Darksided against their opponents, who seem to just seem to be missing slight moments. They turning away at the wrong moments, or they're missing the plants. There's like those small things that just matter, pretty much. And that is pretty much allowing Darksided to use those holes in Taboo's strats to allow them to get those kills. So it does look like a potential 2-0, but I'm not going to call it just yet since we already called it out. So Caster's Curse inbound.
Whoa, Warden.
Warden nearly presses the wrong button and costing the teammate.
Nico's like, hey guys.
Let's not do that.
Well, yeah, but as you said, Darksided, they look good on Cafe, and yes, I think this was the pick of Taboo, but Taboo not looking that strong, unfortunately for them. And Darksided, if they win this, they go on to match point, series point, and that will be something very hard for them to come back from. Yes, we saw a comeback in the earlier match, but that was a lot of it down to Athleticals blowing that fall.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the athletic throw was strong in this one. Warden's actually trying to go for a very aggressive and a bit of a BME kind of peek. Nearly gets detected, but he manages to get just the right moment up. Jack Daddy, come on, man. Come on, man. Talking about confidence. Okay, he busts out the skill cannon, but no. Just no. Like this amount of potato was too much for me, man.
Well, I think we are all gonna have some mashed potato at KFC after this.
I prefer Zinger Stackers, to be honest.
Why not both?
Why not both? Indeed.
And it is 2 minutes in this round, and Darksided, as I was saying, very confident, even though Jack Daddy, put it in his shots. They are going on the second floor bomb set attack though this time. Taboo not really wanting to force out the third floor anymore. Boss G fires 2 times in quick succession. I think he was trying to shoot his drone again.
Yeah. And it looks like Darksided are just about to be ready for those drop downs because they seem to have it nailed down, and Jam is just doing the work with his Twitch drone, trying to take care of all those electronics. It does find that mirror window, but unfortunately Fletch is already waiting for that twitch drone to attempt to pop it open.
And
there's the
there
first
we go.
blood.
Fletch gets the first.
Taking
On
out
that
Jam.
mirror window.
Yeah, using that very same mirror window, manages to score himself a kill. Joey actually goes for a very ballsy push as well, as that could either work out very well for him, or...
I think... Is Fletch gone? I think Fletch is gone.
Yeah, Fletch is actually gone, never mind. He rotated already back downstairs, leaving this whole setup pretty much all to the attackers. But that is going to be useless since they will need to start moving and making their way downtown with 43 seconds on the clock.
He saw the player in train.
I do think, yeah, he saw it again.
There we go.
Oh no, Nico. Why? Why, my friend?
Northix saw him too.
Nothing.
They're just turning away at the wrong timing. The timing of these guys.
Oh no, the misses. Northix could have just scored that easy kill as well on a rotating mirror played by
Yeah.
Cutie, but Cutie just gets to live another set of
15 seconds remaining.
Warden's
seconds, but
completely blind.
Warden
He's
is-
gonna get knifed.
Yeah, Warden's gonna get.
Wait, he gets
wait,
knifed
no,
too.
never mind.
Hold on.
Warden managed to knife.
on.
He managed to knife Ying. Jack Daddy picks up a kill on Strider. Now Joey J picks up on Jack Daddy and Defenders. Win another round. How? What? No,
What?
no. That timing on Warden was impeccable. Absolutely.
saw the knife.
Absolute legend. I saw a knife as well, yeah.
I saw the knife and I was like, okay, so the Ying flashed him and got a nice easy knife kill. You know, Yings do that. And
Even
then I
our
saw,
wonderful
hold up,
spectator,
Warden's on the left.
even our wonderful spectator Monkey Fist just absolutely lost for words. Like, what the heck? Boy, how do you allow that to happen? A fully blinded Pulse, you rushing him, and you still let him knife you. That's
that-
not how it's supposed to
That
work.
is, and that is game right there from Warden, because he says, okay, I know that the Ying is right there, and it's gonna take like about
Yeah.
1 second for the Ying on full sprint to come for me, and because it's a Ying, he might be going for the BM, and this is my best chance. And if he's going for the BM,
Located by
for the knife, I will just strike back and just press that melee button at the right time, and there you go.
Yeah. But now,
And that starts him and puts his team on match point, series point.
yeah, series point as well, and this is a big one. If Darksider will be able to win over Taboo with that much ease, with a 2-0, that will be something. That will be
Definitely.
something.
I mean, these are both technically pro league teams. Taboo still has to play the qualifiers, which are, if you didn't know, are being held on Saturday at
Yeah.
9 a.m. Sydney time. But Taboo still is technically a pro league team. So to see Darksider, cut through them this easily, that doesn't really bode well for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm actually excited that since Mindfreak has already came back from the invitation, I'm actually quite interested how much their experience would affect the general meta of ANZ. Meanwhile, Wouldn't actually pick up a kill on Jam. That is actually minus castles, and this early into the round, that's got to do something. The peak by Miro will be coming out, and Strider will be coming out from this victorious, taking out Warden.
It's just bad timing, just poor timing on
Poor
Warden.
timing
Just
and bad
this
aiming.
This game has been just potato and timing. That's a lot of it has been that.
My life is potato. Nonetheless, minute 49 on the clock, match point, and so far it is a trade 4v4. Not that much of a trade for the attackers rather than defenders, because Jam can do some magic with that castle, and Northix gets tagged up pretty heavily as well. He will be holding that angle in the cocktail corridor through the mirror, as well as Crude in the freezer as well. There's the run-in. Fletch is fully just... Oh my goodness, he nearly team kills the player.
Yeah.
Gets Crude. Fletch finds the kill on Northix, and the Taboo defense is falling apart. 2v4 situation. It does not look good for Taboo at all with Strider and Joey G left.
I'm gonna say biased, but this is so beautiful to watch. Such a wonderful dismantling. Almost with ease VSDS are just pulling apart this Taboo defense. I really like seeing that sometimes. Sometimes you just want to see one team just roll over the other side after a back and forth contest. It's not been very back and forth in this map, but it's just sometimes very nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. Now all up to Strider with Joey. 33 seconds on the clock. Both of them are kind of an Anchor and a Roma, but let's see if this will work out for them. 24 seconds on the clock. They still can make some work with Strider still having a C4, so a very not uncareful decision. Joey G picks up the kill on Fletch. The C4 won't be dealing any damage whatsoever, unfortunately. 10 seconds on the clock. VSDS will need to go for the plant. And oh no, Joey manages to kill Jack Daddy, who did carry the diffuser. And the gas grenades will be coming out. Cutie will try to stick it. Defenders will be actually securing the kill. That is one more round for Taboo to keep holding, as that gas grenade will be downing Cutie, who would be unable to hold the angle. Nicely done. Very well played.
That was all Joey.
All Joey, yeah, that was amazing play by him. And let's see if ViewSonic Darksider will be able to recover from this kind of loss and come back. Well, not come back and win this match point, or will Taboo do a comeback like we've seen with SYF versus Atletico on the first map?
Oh yes. I mean, if this goes to map 3, I will be surprised, to say the least.
Oh yeah, I'd be surprised as well.
Comebacks in one day.
That'll be 2 comebacks, and ViewSonic Darksided going on a pick. I think Darksided is one of the few teams that actually managed to make Vigil work so far, like the best way possible with his roaming.
Definitely. In ANZ, I think even better than Mind Freak, these guys have the handle on what to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's definitely that factor as well. Now,
however, VSDS, setting up on a bar. Look at the amount of barbed wire. Oh my god. You're not going to be able to get out of there very easily if you try to fall in. And Northix on the Hibana and on the Ying, they will be thinking like, okay, let's try the same skylight. And they'll look at the barbed wire and they're like, oh, hold up, we didn't bring any frags. Oh, 2 frags, my bad. But
yeah.
Knock, knock.
Meanwhile, Taboo will be using their the Hibana to pop open the. Oh my goodness, Joey just manages to dodge out the bullets at the last moment, but it does cost him a whole lot of health, and one of the shields down now. He will need to
exactly
play.
As you said, that play, the visual play.
The visual play, visual play is very important, because if you try to drone him out, you would know his general location, but you would never know which angle would he be peeking. Joey just lost his second one, now making him just a standard, just another grunt with a big ass gun. Northix nearly catches the shots from Warden as well. But minute 45 on the clock. Now Taboo will be trying to come through into the cigar lounge. I think Joey hasn't noticed Jack Daddy, who's on Vigil, who did play in cigar lounge, but managed to get out of there. And Warden is just waiting for the right moment.
I think there was a misplay from Taboo. They, sent Joey on south windows before opening up the cigar wall. If they open up the cigar wall at the same time that put Joey on the south window, he would have a lot of his health, and he would probably have both his face shields. And Vigil would have been forced out Jack Daddy, and they would have more time.
Yeah. Crude will try to just run in and go for the plant behind the bar tabs. Whereas Jam will try to go for a flank and just check below, but Warden will just no, that was Warden's Shogun that will be doing the work, taking out Hibana, but Strider will be ready on the case to take out Warden. The roaming smoke down 4v4 and 35 seconds on the clock.
Interesting that ANZ likes the roaming smoke on Cafe.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really understood why, but they do seem to love it.
It just seems to work out quite well for within the ANZ meta. Strider picks up another shot, another kill on Nico, and Jam gets the kill on Fletch as well. Now making it a 2v3, 1v3 now, as Joey G will be taking out Cutie. Comeback incoming, indeed, and Jack Daddy with full health now will be trying to contest the 3 players from Taboo. And let's see whether he'll be able to pull off the same work that his teammate managed to do on Consulate.
Come on, Boss G Meme Cannon 1v3, let's go Jack Daddy.
Easy win, not really, as the attackers do have the control of those mirror windows, and Jam will be finishing off that round with a kill on Jack Dad through that mirror window. The very same mirror window that I believe Cutie was holding as well in the bathroom.
Well, so sudden reversal of fortunes. I mean, not entirely, but Taboo saying that, no sir, you are not 2-0ing us. We are going to try and fight as hard as we can to take this to the 3rd map. Let's see whether they can actually push overtime first. And I thought this round was gone for Taboo. You know, Joey G so much of his health, playing that visual very nicely.
Defenders
losing
protect
both
your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, Joey G certainly did do a whole lot of play on the previous, not the previous, but that round where it was, I believe, 2v4. And just when I said that it wasn't looking too well, it just he managed to turn it around.
I mean, you can attribute actually to the failure from yes to win that round from the smoke in a row. Now, traditionally, the smoke would cause the doorway when the entrance from
unfortunately, we will be experiencing a bit of a tech difficulty as Ewok has just transformed into GLaDOS from Portal 2 for a little bit. Hopefully that will get fixed in a bit. But nonetheless, we are seeing Darksided deciding to go for the very same lineup. Everything is all the same, both Taboo and Darksided, but this time Northix will be actually roaming around the bakery area, while Joji will be assisting with the pulse picks by Crude from the garage. As I say, he decides to rotate back. That's a very interesting angle as well from the hatch. None of the TB players, only now they actually start picking up those phones from the logic bomb, and Fletch spots one of the roamers in the dining area. And now Taboo are 1 round away from getting to overtime. 1 round for them to make it happen and stay in the series.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Cutie does spot Mirror.
The information that, Darksided are gathering is actually incredible. Now, can they act on this information? They are set up nicely.
Yeah, can they emphasize? But
south.
It looks like Joey will be now taking out Warden.
Oh my god, that shot, that was good. I think Monkey just cycling through the camps didn't catch it, but my god, I wish I could have seen that entirely.
Yeah, that probably was the same usage of that murder hole that I believe was made by Strider. Yeah.
No, he was on the stairs looking down. Stairs.
Right. Well, nonetheless, a minus on Dokkaebi this far into the round. She still, I do believe, had the logic bomb, so that's a semi win for Taboo, but at the same time, not that much of a loss. Hibana charges will be used up. Taboo do have the man advantage over Darksided, and the smoke grenades are starting to come out, but not just reaching any of the attackers just yet. Just enough to stop them from those pushes, and the smoke grenades will be coming out as well as the Ying charges. There's the Kobe on the smoke. Joey downs one of the attackers, but will get traded out straight away by Jack Daddy and Fletch. Northix picks up the kill on Nico, and the plant will be happening as Fletch manages to cover his teammate, but and the plant will be happening as well. Now a 2v2.5 situation with QD down. Fletch picks up a kill on Jam. Now it's all up to Northix to clutch, or in a 1v3. And Darksider are so close to winning the series. A 1v2. 1v1. Yeah, Fletch down as well. Now all up to Jack Daddy to clutch this up. And same goes for Northix. Northix doesn't spot the...
he can't jump.
He can't jump. He will need to go for the pre-fire. And there we go. He does find the head of Northix. GG's from all across both teams. And Darksided win this this game with a very confident manner with another 5-3.
Well, almost went into overtime. I mean, the plays that Jack Daddy planted, actually, it prevented the Northix from diffusing from the other side where his head wouldn't be able to be seen. And that would have spelled doom for Jack Daddy, and he would have lost that fight.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams have performed extremely well. Unfortunately for Taboo, it was not the... well, it wasn't, I guess, destined, or they didn't perform well enough for them to win. But Darksided showed that they can do, and that they can win these kind of games.
Definitely. I really liked what I saw from them. I mean, they were very confident in a lot of the rounds, but once the comeback started coming back, started having signs of it, they were like, okay, wait, hold on, let's return to the fundamentals. Let's not try push ourselves too far, having fun, or having overconfidence. And that's exactly what they did. It came down to a 1v1. Yes, 2 members of their team was down, but they pulled it off.
Yeah, they did certainly pull it off, and it did initially look like Taboo comeback train was real, but unfortunately that was not the case for them, as we saw with SYF versus Atletico on the Consulate. But nonetheless, a great game anyways.
Shame we didn't get to see the third map, though. I would have liked to see it.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Border, but nonetheless, good games.
Yeah, that is.
Anyway.
And tomorrow, guys, we will have our 6 invitational quarter-finalists continuing on their run in this ANZ Cup. And they'll be coming with such wealth of experience, such confidence as well, that they're definitely gonna be super formidable, even more so than before. Before the ANZ Cup, they were hiding strats, obviously, before the Invitational. Now, they can just let it all out.
Yeah, now they can just unleash the beast that is the knowledge from the Invitational and continue rolling through the brackets, if they will be able to stand up to the competition that is the changing ANZ meta. And that will be wrapping up, I believe, our play day for today. Today we witnessed 2 amazing games, both fairly very close. And yeah, my name is the Russian Cthulhu. I am joined by Enfi and Ewok, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys.
is over. My life is over. 'Cause I start thinking again about our time together.